back with more D&D action. All
Yeah,
right.
it's just my campaign. I'm DMing it for Tep and Brady.
It's Bill. He
No
fucking
way.
made it. And
Hey.
is muted. Just
I mean,
in
of
time
course.
for the recap. Bill, what did we do last time? I'm just joking.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah. How we doing, dude?
I'm exhausted.
Are you? Because, I mean,
Yeah.
you can just
Breeze.
text me what Adeline might do, and I'll have
Oh
him
no,
do
it's good. Bree's been sick, and then we got a puppy as well, so I've just been doing everything.
That makes sense. You were sick, now she's sick.
Yeah, well, actually, she was sick.
And
Then
she
I
got
was
you
sick,
sick.
and now she's sick again.
Oh,
And I
damn.
feel like it might be coming on again. And I'm like, God, this teacher keeps bringing home all this shit.
Rule of thumb, children, don't go to school.
Right?
Get
Don't be a
sick.
teacher.
Alright, so let's see. Oh, you know what?
God, I haven't signed into Roll20 in like a long time.
That's true.
Oh, last month was my 1 year anniversary of Roll20.
That's cute. I wonder if mine was too. I'll look at it later. Alright, so the last time that we played D&D, Bill, this will be news to you. You guys had fought off some of Casero's men in Lord Martillo's tavern. They were coming in for Furo because they had reasonable, accusations against Furo that he was the one that blew up their alchemist. When they came through, though, Jeff tried to defuse the situation peacefully by polymorphing Butcher into a turtle, which they did not take too kindly for and started to attack everybody. So his plan did not go well. Anyway, Butcher's now a turtle, and all these dudes are starting to turn into beasts. A couple boars and a bear appear in front of you out of nowhere, wielding very large weapons and attacking the shit out of you guys. After a few swings from Oswald and Dario, you guys noticed that regular weapons were not doing anything to them. Whatever cuts they left were healed almost instantly after the wound. And it wasn't until a few moments into combat that Anara had appeared seemingly out of nowhere. Hint, hint, wink, wink, cough, cough. Where'd she come from? Who knows? But she came wielding silver weapons for Dario and Oswald to use against these creatures, which seemed to have a better effect against them. You guys were able to kill off Butcher and two of the boars, leaving one to run away, which Oswald was able to catch up thanks to his runic magic on his body that you guys have never seen, but you know about, kind of. He's got runes. He's cool. Anyway, he caught this dude, he grappled him, and he brought him back to the tavern for questioning. The bear was literally 1 HP away from dying, and you guys ended up doing like a coup de grace and allowing him an easy death. Firo went to go fetch a gentleman named Mr. Pinkerton, who all you guys know is the Martillo's hairstylist, and that's about it. Other than that, Mr. Pinkerton had some questions for this gentleman that could turn into a boar, so they took him away to his hair salon, or so you think. Anyway, you guys helped clean up the tavern. You guys got some well-needed rest, especially Dario, who was not feeling all too good, but whatever is going on with his wound, he got a gentleman, or he got Dr. Gear to look at it and sew it up. As of right now, he's feeling pretty good. Obviously, the wound is still fresh and a little sore. But as of right now, whatever he was feeling is pretty much set at bay for now. Anyway, Jeff had brought up a weird forest to the west and suggested that you guys go and take a look. So you guys all decided, yeah, let's go and take a look at this weird forest. As you started walking closer and closer to the forest, you got an eerie sort of feeling. You felt the very light around you shift as it became a little bit darker, with no sunlight, but it was still seeable. Like you could see everything. It was just very dim lighting in this area. You noticed it only happened at a certain threshold as you started crossing the clearing of the forest. As you got deeper and deeper, I believe it was Jeff and Shadow found a trail of footprints that looked somewhat humanoid, but extremely strange. Like there was something different about how the toes lined up that normal humanoids, got 5 toes, but this one has something different about it. So you guys followed this trail, and it stopped abruptly at one spot where Shadow and Jeff, decided, let's try some things out, see what's going on. It was at that point that Shadow decided to just walk with the trail and ended up walking into a whole different plane of existence called the Shadowfell. As he teleported to the Shadowfell, he looked behind him and he could see his friends, but his friends couldn't see him. As Shadow tried to come back out of the Shadowfell, there was a force that was keeping him there that would not allow him to leave. So something certain currently has him tethered to the Shadowfell, and we're not really sure what it is just yet. Oswald started walking the perimeter and found out that this little force field that's keeping the Shadowfell away from the material plane is pretty much a circle all throughout this forest, and it stretches for miles and miles. So eventually he came back and started to see if he could maybe pull Shadow over with a stick, which ended up tearing the stick in half. So he said, fuck it, let's go. And him and Dario traversed into the Shadowfell, leaving Jeff behind, who said he didn't feel he was ready, so he was going to go back in town for a little bit. And while they were trying to figure out exactly what they were going to do, Shadow met a bearfolk druid named Nietzsche, and they had a nice little conversation about some things while Nietzsche was here. And then we left off with Jeff leaving to go back to town to get some provisions and such. And the rest of the party came over, introduced themselves to Nietzsche, and we're going to start checking out the forest. And that is where we will begin. So let me get some eerie music going on. So Bill, currently at this point in time, you are with Jeff.
Jeff lives in the grove.
Yeah, well, because when Jeff left the party, they separated, so he did his own thing, and now the party's going to do some things before you and him come into the picture.
Cool.
But at this point, Nietzsche is a giant eagle, and he is currently perched up on a tree, and he's waiting for you guys to continue moving forward. So for the rest of the party, what do you do?
As far as I'm aware, I just kept following, unless he stopped for a particular reason.
Okay. Does Shadow and Dario do anything specific, or do y'all just follow Nietzsche?
Follow, but invisible.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I think I'll just follow for right now.
all right. So,
Do
as
we
you
know
guys,
how long we're going to be walking for?
Nietzsche had suggested, since your friend is not here, and you should probably wait for him to go too far in, because Nietzsche specifically had said something about it gets a lot darker as you get closer to the center of the forest. So you're kind of just scouting out your surroundings to make camp, I believe, is what y'all decided.
How
Okay.
far are we from the original spot?
As of right now, you haven't really started moving, so you're like a couple feet from it. You can
Well,
still
I-
look back and you see Jeff's little, in ice written, he'll be back about the same time tomorrow.
Right, well, I also wrote my little note letting him know we were gonna go searching around. In addition to that, then, I guess I'll say, well, I could always take a stick and draw arrows on the ground indicating the direction we are going if we do travel far from the spot.
That would be for Shadow or Dario to respond to.
Or I was telling that to Nietzsche. I mean,
He's a
can you
giant
hear me
eagle.
up there, or?
He's about 60 feet away from you. So I mean, you
Okay,
can
well-
shout it if you want. You know, probably.
Yeah.
Do I hear what Oswald's saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you, Dario, and Oswald are like all within 10 feet of each other.
Okay, yeah, I would have made that a shot then. And then I'd be walking back to grab a stick and drawing an arrow on the ground near the message.
As you do that, you look up at Nietzsche, and you can see his gentle smile as he seems to nod in agreement with you.
Okay. While this is all going on, I'm going to convert 6 sorcery points into a 4th level spell slot.
Okay.
And I will convert my 3rd level spell slot into 3 sorcery points.
Okay, sounds good. So, go ahead and all of you roll me a perception check as you start to move through this eerie forest.
I guess every, I don't know, 30 feet we move, I'll draw like another arrow on the ground. But once it starts getting really dark, I'll probably do it every 15 feet.
Okay.
Depending on how dark it is, I'll like make it more frequent.
Sounds good. So, as you guys start moving through the forest, you do notice that it probably takes like every 50 feet or so of movement. You notice that the darkness, it's not like it's getting darker. It's just the sunlight is fading even more, and the light is becoming dimmer and dimmer. You can still see as normal. Everything's for Oswald and Dario, since you guys are humans, everything's kind of black and white at this point. Because Shadow has dark vision, everything is still in color, because Shadow can see in dim light very well. But it's not complete darkness yet. You probably go about 300 feet or so before Nietzsche flies down and lands onto the ground and starts pecking at a certain spot on the floor. As you guys walk up, all of you look, and Shadow, you notice these to be the same tracks as you were following before, except for now there's more of them.
We're not trying to follow these, are we?
Am I able to see anything, or is it too dark?
No, yeah, you all see it. Shadow notices it as something, the trail that they were following that led them to this place in the beginning.
But I see it's there, but I don't recognize it yet.
I mean, you recognize it as some weird humanoid-looking footprints, but not anything you've ever seen before.
Are these the same ones as earlier before we entered this force field?
Yeah, these are the same ones.
Do we recall if the footsteps leading in, like if it was one direction only?
Leading in, yeah, you noticed it was pretty much like a straight shot into the barrier. Beyond the barrier, the dirt is a little bit different. There are no footprints. You're not sure if like somebody was covering them up or what.
Well, I have no idea what this creature is, but it seems like it's been here a much while longer than us. These footsteps appear not as intact as the ones on the outside. But I look to Nietzsche. Have you ever seen these before? Or can you not speak as an eagle?
Yeah, he can't speak as an eagle, but he looks at you and kind of shakes his head in a no gesture.
Hmm. Are there a lot of these footprints?
From what you can discern, it almost seems as if there's probably 3 or 4 of this creature walking around. Just
But
based
also
on the
how-
tracks and seeing how there's different various sizes between the footprints.
But is the tracks also like frequent? Like, could we keep following it for a while?
Yeah, so they lead deeper into the forest. They seem to be following each other for the most part. They get jumbled up every now and then for whatever reason. You're not really sure. It's as if like the tracks, the way they're made, they go from like tree to tree, and it's as if they're searching for something.
I guess I'll also follow up with what Shadow said. Are you following these footsteps?
Nietzsche looks at you and shakes his head no. He then pops out into bear form. I just happened to notice it. I felt like we were going to wait for your friend to get back before we ventured too much further. But I wanted to point it out so that you know that we're not alone. And he gives you a gentle smile.
Seems like a pack of, what was it, 3 to 4?
Yeah, something like that.
It seems like they're a group as well.
Yes, and there's always strength in numbers. So, we can either venture off further to see if we can find them first, or head back and make camp until your friend gets back. Your choice.
Well, I personally would prefer to wait. How about you, Dario and Shadow?
There is strength in numbers, after all.
Is Dario, are you
Yeah,
muted?
yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I'm sure we should. Yeah, let's wait for. Yeah.
Very well. While you guys head back to camp, I'm going to search the sky just to make sure nothing is in our general vicinity, and then I'll be right back, okay?
Sounds good.
He polymorphs
Right.
back, well, not polymorphs, he wild shapes back into a giant eagle and takes flight. And you can watch as he starts to fly around. The further he gets, the more gray he becomes, and it's a little harder for your human eyes to sort of track him with his rapid movements. But he's pretty much just doing a circular flight around the area to make sure whatever's causing this tracks isn't near your campsite. As you guys start walking back, this whole adventure probably took about an hour of you guys walking around, observing all the tracks, and discussing your next plan of attack. As you guys get back, that is when you see... Are you done with your ARAM?
About to be. We're about to lose.
Okay, neat. Because, yeah, you guys are about to roll in, so...
Okay. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real fast.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So
As we come back, we
yeah.
see Jeff from the other side of the barrier taking a piss.
Oh, hey guys.
Yeah, so you guys get back, and you're setting up camp and such, and then Nietzsche rolls back in, and he turns back into his bear form. I did not see anybody or anything around, so I think we're relatively safe right here.
Very well. Oswald will proceed to, I guess, like, gather wood to make a little fire, or appropriate size fire. Are there stones around as well, so we can make like a...
Yeah, there's plenty of like everything you would find in a normal forest is here. So you've got little boulders to make a little fire pit. There's enough large lumber to make a tent if you wanted to, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll start gathering the stones to create a campfire.
Dario helps.
Okay. Nietzsche, while you're creating a campfire, as you put the stones around, you watch him as he starts whisking this arcane natural energy, this green energy from his hand, and all of a sudden a well-created TP bonfire appears in the center of your little circle, starts letting off some bright light and a nice sense of warmth. That should keep us warm. So as
I'll
you
also-
guys... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna also like grab a log to act as like a bench we could sit on, or seat rather.
Okay. You grab a log, and Nietzsche helps you with lifting this log. It's big enough for 3 of you to sit on, but you find a couple more so that everyone can have a seat. As you guys are bringing back one of the logs from a nearby fallen tree, though, that's when you guys notice you notice your paladin friend Adeline rolling in on his steed, and you notice Jeff coming in, riding alongside him on the same steed, riding with him on the same steed.
We're steed buddies.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I'm behind him, right?
Yeah, you're behind him riding bitch.
Can I like be the big spoon, or try to be the big spoon in this
Yeah,
case?
is he nut to butt while riding?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to like just
Yeah.
my arms are awkwardly wrapped around him, just making this as awkward as possible for him.
Cool. Yeah.
Adeline
And
doesn't
being
help,
Adeline, he
yeah.
just is very uncomfortable with that.
So you guys get, Jeff, you realize that you're probably about 30 feet away from this barrier, as you remember where it was.
Okay.
More than likely, you would have discussed with Adeline as you guys were riding, because it took you a couple hours to get here.
Mm-hmm. What time of day is it?
For you guys, it is the next morning, about 8 o'clock.
Okay.
For the other party, only an hour has passed.
Okay. So I can recognize that it is like 30 feet away.
Yeah, you realize where the area was.
Okay. I want to tell Adeline to stop. And so Adeline, stop. That barrier I was talking about is just up ahead. Let me get out first. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Do what you gotta do, man.
I dismount the horsey,
All right.
and then I
You
slowly
can
start.
see relief on Adeline's face as his hand slides off of his hip.
I start casting Ray of Frost towards where I think it's going to be until I find it.
Okay. So,
There it is.
as you start casting a ray of frost, the rest of you see Jeff get off of this mount. Adeline's still on it, and he holds out his hand and starts casting a ray of frost. He's a little bit off of the exact position of where your camp is, to the right, as he keeps making this ray. Jeff, once you get to where you're right up, or your ray is right up against the force field area, the little teleporting thingy, you notice your ray of frost crosses but doesn't land onto the ground. So you have found the edge of the field.
Okay. I want to call Adeline over, but like to keep him like an arm's length away and say, "Be careful, but come here."
Understood.
And then I want to cast it again so he can see what's happening, and explain that this exactly is where the barrier is.
Got it. And I observe it, but I don't go near it.
Okay.
Or out of character, but so we decided we were going to cross, or because I wasn't here for the part where Adeline came
It's
in.
up to you. You and Adeline
Like-
haven't talked about it. This is
Okay,
your chance.
I didn't know. Okay, so Adeline, back in character. So Adeline, this is where the barrier was. This is where everyone crossed. As far as I know, nothing can come back from this, and and I'm not sure if they're even alive at this point, but nothing, magic can't seem to break this. Things get sucked in or cut in half once they go through. Like if I pick up this tree branch right here and try to force it through, it'll cut in half and be sucked through.
Interesting.
So I bought some potions, and I asked all around town to see if there's any folklore or anything like that to help us. Doesn't seem to be much. So I
Do you
think
want to
we need
discuss all of the stuff? Do you remember it all?
Not really.
So Jeff tells you over the next couple moments that a lot of folks, they know that something's strange about this forest. It's told that the people that come to this forest, the deeper they go, the less chance they have of coming back. For children, it's, you know, a thing of legend. It's a contest for them to see who can get the furthest in the forest without getting scared. And many of these children have actually gotten lost in this forest because they showed too much bravery.
So it's likely they're going through this force field, basically.
Correct. You would perceive that that's probably what's happening. They get to this point without knowing, and by the time it's too late, they're trapped on the other side.
Do any of these children come back? Do we know that? Or are they gone forever?
No.
In quotes.
They don't
You
seem to
wouldn't
come back.
have, yeah. So far, like what Jeff picked up is there's quite a few families that have lost their children recently to this forest because they wanted to go and play a game and they never came back.
I want to point out the other footprints in the area, the strange-looking ones to him. And there's, as you can see, there's these three-toed, or is it two-toed, or three-toed? Footprints.
The footprints. There's like four toes, like
toes.
lined up, but then there's 2 points beyond where the toes are.
Okay. And also, they all stop right where the barrier is. They're all funneling into one spot, in one direction. So something else is in the forest as well, going this way. So we're probably most likely not alone.
And those points, they look like claw marks. So it may not be friendly, per se.
Oh,
predator.
Also, how many potions do you have on you?
I don't know if I have any because I have healer's kits and lay on hands.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any potions.
I got.
Oh, I have a potion of transformation, ×5.
I got 3 regular healing potions, a superior healing, and a greater. So I got some on me. You ready to go in?
Yeah, let's do
Make
it.
the plunge. Okay.
You go first.
I hold your hand while we go together.
I suppose.
Then
Still uncomfortable about that. He'll take your hand.
I hold on tighter, and then I try to pull Adeline and myself through the barrier.
All right. So as you hold on to his hand, you approach the barrier, and you can feel the shifting of the planes as you go from the material plane to the Shadowfell. And once you step through it, you feel normal, but you can definitely feel you're in a different place, almost as you just teleported somewhere. You also can get the same sense that everyone else does. The area around you is pretty dim, like the lighting is there, but you don't know where the source is, because as you look up, like you can peer through the leaves very like little bits, and you can see just a dusky sky, but you don't see any type of sun. You don't see where the sunlight's emanating from, but it's around. It almost doesn't make any sense to you. This is a very bizarre feeling. But you see everything sort of in black and whites because you have no dark vision. Adeline, you can see everything almost as normally, but you can definitely tell that it's dimmer in this place.
Yeah, the light is lacking.
Okay.
How long was the travel from town normally to this fort?
It was, so on his steed it would have been 2 hours. Jeff actually spent a whole day and slept in the tavern that night. So approximately 24 hours had passed in the material plane for the hour that you guys spent on this side of the force.
Wait, that's what I meant. Like, if we had only been in here for about 2 hours, and he's already back.
Yep.
From our perspective, the time doesn't fit because.
But he hasn't.
That means he literally just can't. Well, I meant we would notice that he's back very soon from our perspective.
Correct.
Yeah, probably like an hour. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like time-wise, it wouldn't make sense for you to be back from our point of view.
Yeah, we'll cross that, I guess.
So
real soon.
at this point.
Wait, that's why I'm asking that's why I'm asking because Oswald would be like, back already. That was rather quick.
How far away are they? Or have we even saw them yet?
Yeah, you guys walked through the force field, and you guys were only like maybe 20 feet away, so you guys are
so
right there. Yeah.
Okay. What do you mean back so quick?
You left barely a couple hours ago, and yet you're already here with Adeline.
What? I was gone for an entire day. I went back to town. I got supplies and slept in the tavern. I don't know what you're talking about.
You were gone for an entire day?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Huh. It's only been about a couple hours for us.
Really? Oh. Okay.
Nietzsche pipes in. From my experience, time flows differently on different planes of existence, so the hour that we spent here has probably been a day in the material plane.
I look at this bear speaking to me, and I am perplexed. I say, "Hello there."
Hello! My name's
my name
Nietzsche.
is-
I'm a bear.
Oh, nice to meet you, Nietzsche. My name is TF.
He holds out a nice furry hand with very sharp claws, but his eyes are shut and he has a very gentle smile.
I approach him and shake his hand friendly.
I think
Jeff, don't you remember the story Drake told us? This is Nietzsche, the...
Oh, I thought that was just a fever dream he had.
no, this is the very person.
Oh, okay.
From what I remember, he had a dream and ended up finding me when he went to go and pursue the dream. Kinda weird how that works,
Yes. No, Nietzsche, is it? Might I ask you a question?
Very certainly.
You seem to be a talking bear. Are you a magical sort of being?
Well, without getting into the details, I was a normal bear once, and then I was found by a druid who brought me to the world tree, and now I know how to speak and do druid things.
World tree, you say? I've heard of that. Legend. What is...
So the world tree is what keeps all of these different planes of existence together.
Interesting.
Yes. I am part of the druidic order that protects the world tree and seeks to end corruption out in other planes of existence that want to ruin the world tree, which is why I'm here.
Oh, speaking of corruption, I pull out of my bag this vial of green water from way back when in the Elven tunnels, in the beginning of the game, the poison water, the green bad water.
Yes.
And I show it to Nietzsche. Are you familiar with this at all? You've seen this before?
This is the water from where?
Way back from like the ancient, like the where I enter the game.
Okay,
In
yeah.
that
I
crypt.
remember that,
Yeah.
So he takes the water and he looks at it. He's like, I'm not really much of an alchemist or anything, but I'm sure one of them could probably help. It might have some sort of acidic qualities. I'm not sure though.
And then I want to show him the burnt down tree roots from the mushroom people.
Ooh, is that a myconid root?
It is, and these myconids were living above ground.
Above ground, you say?
Mm-hmm.
That is quite
They're-
strange. Typically, they live deep, deep, deep underground.
Do you have any way of reviving this by chance? Because they seem to be cursed by people trying to destroy the tree.
Well, unfortunately, I can feel that my powers are very limited on this plane of existence. So more than likely I can't hear, but I can give it a good try on the outside once we escape.
Okay. Well, how long have you been here, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I've only been here for about 4 hours, but I guess since you have just confirmed my suspicion, I've been here for 4 days.
Interesting.
Yes. The time change is very, very, very weird, but once you get used to it, it's okay. Technically, I guess when I was living in the world tree, you could say I'm probably about 423 now.
Only.
Yes, but that's with material plane days.
Interesting.
Normally, bears only live to be 34, so I've far surpassed my people.
Oh, good for you.
How old does he appear to be?
As you look at him, he only appears to be... probably about 20, 22, something like that, in bear years. He looks to be a relatively young but wise bear.
Well, then I say, well, it appears it maintains your youth, so you're not really old per se, you've just lived long.
very true, and I've grown because of it.
Have you noticed anything else in this forest?
Well, I've pretty much kept to the perimeter. I have seen the trails of tracks that led you guys into this place.
Oh, you've seen them too, the tracks.
Correct.
Do you have any idea what those are?
No, but I'm almost certain it's something we don't really want to find on accident.
Yes. They seem very foreign to me, at least. I have no idea what they could be. The foot pattern is all wrong.
Yes, it's very strange, almost as if a humanoid was somehow transformed into something else.
Well, Go on.
Speaking of beings being transformed, have you ever heard of humans having the ability to transform into beasts?
What kind of beast? Like bears? Or
Uh,
Well,
Werebear, boars,
ox.
minotaur-like creature, or ox?
He puts his finger on his chin. You know, I do believe that I've heard stories. I've never met anybody that was able to do it, but I think they're called lycanthropes.
Well, we actually have a companion who was impaled by one of these. I
Oh,
point over to Dario.
That's me.
He
That's
got
not in character. Give me.
he got
Yes,
stabbed
I was.
in the shoulder by a boar.
ooh,
Do you know if it's possible that how do you say that word?
lycanthropes.
Lycanthropes can be man-made somehow?
Well,
I pull out one of the as I'm saying this, I pull out one of the vials. It appears one of the alchemists in the town may have created serums that allow them to become these lycanthrope beings, and I show him there's like a little drop left, and I'm assuming this vial may have something to do with it.
Well, he takes the vial and looks. Looks like some sort of potion for sure. I'm no alchemist, but if I had to be true with you, I do believe that if there is a greater lycanthrope behind it all, then yes, they could make a serum to turn other people. They already have the ability to turn people with, typically with their wounds that they leave upon their prey. And if they choose so, they will allow them to live just as they do.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Dario has a question.
For Nietzsche?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Friend Bear. Sorry, almost. Okay. Bear. I was wondering, is it possible if we say kill this thing that this master lycanthrope or whatever? If we kill it, that maybe its thralls, its sub lycanthropes will be uncursed or unbound. Is that possible? Do you know anything of that?
In all honesty, I don't think that's exactly how it works, but I've never experimented with it. I do believe that if you can find greater magic, you should be able to cure the curse.
Cool. Alright, so I won't punch something right away. I'll give it a thoughtful punch.
Are you
It's
able
not-
to... Sorry, go ahead.
Take back 1 second. Okay, thank you for telling me.
You're welcome, friend.
Are you able to tell if people have this curse?
Only when they transform, unfortunately. But yes, I do believe that people that have a great affinity with either elixirs or magic itself would be able to take pieces of a greater lycanthrope and imbue it into these spells and different various potions to turn others into an incomplete lycanthrope. Thus being said, I would think that because it's an imperfect balance, the more they use it, the more they turn into the creature itself, losing all sense of humanity.
And is there... So we know that I guess they can create potions and serums, but do you know if they can turn people just through magic alone?
I don't see why it wouldn't be possible if they had a good enough understanding of how lycanthropes are affected by this curse. And if they have a great affinity with the arcane, I don't see that it would be impossible for sure. But it seems like wherever you got this serum, that is what is currently being used, is potions, not magic.
And do you know if there's a way to tell if a being is a lycanthrope?
He puts his finger on his chin and thinks for a moment. Unfortunately, I do not. I've not come into contact with any lycanthropes, so your guess is as good as mine. But I guess from what you guys were saying, if you stab somebody and they don't bleed, then that's probably a good indication. Given the weapon isn't silver, of course.
More like they unbled, but
I see. Well, thanks for the knowledge that you do know. And do you mind if I have the potion back?
Oh yes, definitely. And he hands you the vial.
Yeah, I'll put the vial back in the bag.
I want to approach the bear,
All right.
and I am going to take out one of those sending stones I have. The other two I just bought,
Okay.
and give one to him. I'm gonna say,
Ooh, a sending stone. I haven't seen one of these in a long time.
oh, so you know what it is. Good.
Yes.
I think it's in everyone's best interest if we stick together to try to get out of this place, and we don't want to get lost. And this is a way to,
Keep
stay
in contact.
if that happens.
Very well. Well, I take it that everyone needs to rest now that we have
I'm
your
good.
friends.
I'm good. I don't need rest, but if it's only been a few hours for you guys, then you probably need.
Out of character, I don't think anyone needs to rest because it's technically still morning for our group, as well as for his group. But I guess back in character, we've barely been awake for but a few hours now. I don't need to rest. Does anyone here need to rest?
I'm
not physically, just emotionally.
Shadow's fine.
What about you, Nietzsche?
Oh, I should be perfectly okay. Now the only thing is, like I said, this is a whole different plane of existence, and my power comes from nature. And the nature here is far corrupted. So, I will not be as helpful as I could be on the material plane, so just keep that in mind. And he smiles at you gently.
That's fine, buddy. You're kind of a huge bear, so you'll at least be intimidating.
We can hope.
So I remember you said that you were part of the Druid Order. Does that mean you can change as well?
Oh, yes.
Shapeshift?
Once
Have
we
you
move
tried-
out, I will transform and keep scouting.
Have you tried going up?
Have I tried to fly out of here? Of course.
Yes. Okay, doesn't work.
It did not.
Can you see deeper into the forest, or does the barrier extend to the top of the canopy, and so you can't?
I mean, yes, I can see my normal distance, but I only see the tops of the trees.
Okay, and there's nothing special you can see going on, or any landmarks,
Well,
points of interest.
there does seem to be one in the very center of the forest, an opening. But I dare not fly there by myself.
Well, I guess we need to explore then. Maybe go deeper into the forest and see what we find.
Bill meant to do that. Oh, I'm getting Bill back in here. You there, Bill? Bill is not there. Alright, anyway, so Nietzsche will respond to you and say, yes, I believe that whatever's keeping us here in the forest is deeper.
Okay. I want to summon the owl out of the pocket dimension.
Do you want to continue the original path we took, or do you want to go away from those tracks we came across?
I will leave that up to you. In all honesty, if we follow the tracks, it gives us a better chance of actually finding them before they find us.
Okay. Well, let's get on our way then.
That is assuming that we have to bump into them. There's, for all we know, that these could be creatures that we have no need to associate with. I have no idea if these creatures are the source you're seeking or if they're just bystanders in this situation.
Very true. But
Keep,
do you guys prefer to try to get there slowly, quietly, and without any harm? Or would you rather be more confrontational?
I'd say take the slower approach.
I would agree with any sort of stealth and deliberate and careful act.
Okay.
The same. Besides the source that you mentioned, I see no need to mess with anything else.
Okay, well, in that case, how about I scout ahead very, very quietly and you all follow behind me,
Okay. And you can also use my my owl to help you scout out as well. You can give you another pair of eyes. And I
Just make your owl, make sure it just flies from branch to branch. If it stays in flight too long, it'll cause too much movement and be more noticeable.
I relay that to the owl and tell him just to act like you're hunting and just go from branch to branch. Be natural.
Alright, well, I won't be able to speak when I transform, but I can give you gestures and such to help follow. Other than that, let us be on our way, shall we?
What about the sending stone that he just handed you? Can you still think?
I can speak to Jeff.
Yes,
but
we
other
all
than
have
that,
sending
no.
stones, so he can relay to us.
Sounds good to me. Jeffrey's the middleman.
I want to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay. You do that, and then, so as you're casting your mage armor, your blue arcane energy surrounds your body, almost looking as if a invisible suit of armor has just encapsulated your body until it turns invisible. And as you're doing that, Nietzsche speaks some words. Green natural energy appears from his claws of his right hand, and you watch as his paws turn into a large panther, and he transforms into the panther.
Oh,
He
shit.
then ducks real close to the ground and starts moving forward. As you're watching him, you don't hear a single sound. You can barely make out his movements. He's so good at doing what he's doing. He's extremely stealthy right now.
As we follow, I'm going to do the same thing with the arrows, but I'm going to have them like pointing back towards the camp.
Okay.
So if we had
like
to
every
backtrack,
30 feet or something.
yeah, if we had to backtrack, like we know the direction.
Okay. So your mage armor is affected for 8
8.
hours.
And then it's 13 plus my dex mod.
So for
What
now,
else?
go ahead and just update your. Well, what is your dex mod?
It's 1.
1,
So
so it'd be
modified.
14.
Yeah, it's 14. I just gotta remember to change it back.
Yeah. We can do. I think that right there will help. Let me pull out
Okay.
your token and see. Oh, that actually does a thing. Alright, that works. We'll be able to remember. Right now it's 14, normally it's 11.
Okay.
Alright. So I need everyone to roll me perception checks and stealth checks.
Okay.
I believe Bill is busy with his sick lady.
I like this. Nature's making no noise, but you just got like a band of trees and leaves all behind him.
Alright, those are both Adelins. Let's see, so I'll do everyone's stealth first. And that's for the owl. Okay. So as you
really
guys... Huh?
I really just don't like our rolls, at least my rolls.
Yeah,
They're so
none of us are stealthy right now.
Yeah.
Barely.
So as you guys are walking through, you watch as Nietzsche, he keeps close to the trees. He looks both ways before crossing the street like a good bear. Also kidding. But he does look in all directions before crossing a clearing. He moves very slowly, but with precision. You watch as his feet, without looking at the ground, he's able to dodge over branches very swiftly and quietly. He's able to meld into very low bushes with just the very minimal rustling of leaves. And as you guys are walking behind him, every now and then a twig breaks. Every now and then one of you rustles a little bush. But as you do it, you kind of stop and look around. You don't see any movements beyond your location. So if there is something out in that forest, more than likely it hasn't seen or heard you just yet. As you're all looking around, though, let's see, perception, boom, boom. You guys notice the deeper you get into this forest, the dimmer the light gets, almost to a point to where it's almost as if it's everything's being lit up by a candle as opposed to a sun. Although you still get the feel that the sun is there, it's just not as strong as the sun in the material plane for whatever reason. You watch as the trees are all gnarled, knotted, and have thorns protruding from even the trunks of the trees as opposed to just the branches. Everything gives off a very sinister look. Adeline, in particular, notices that some of these trees have large gashes, and he brings that to the attention of everybody. Nietzsche is watching as you guys crowd around a single tree that has multiple gashes on it. You guys are all taking a look, and they're probably, the gash itself, the width of it is probably about 3 inches to 4 inches wide, which is almost identical to what a greatsword would probably leave. And it's a couple feet down, and it almost, like, just looking at how it's made, it looks as if whatever created this was angry and decided to take it out on the tree.
To clarify, I'm not going to be looking if everyone's looking at the same time. I try to keep an eye on the surroundings and take turns looking.
Okay. Nietzsche's doing the same. He's keeping an eye out while you guys look at this gash. Bill, are you there? All right. Adeline perks up. It seems that some creature attacked this tree out of anger.
That does seem to be the case. I'll use the wand of magic detection on it. See what I see.
From the gashes, there's no magical essence, but from all the plants around, necrotic energy emanates. It's very faint, as if the magic isn't coming from the plant, more so as the area itself.
Can other people see this or just me?
Just you.
Okay.
How tall is the gash? Like, I mean, in terms of from the ground.
So it's about where your height is. It goes about a foot above, so it was more than likely an overhead slash. So it's about 1.5 feet above where your height is, and it comes down.
It comes down? Okay,
Yeah.
So overhead, like you said?
Yep, so it starts from overhead, and it's almost as if they did a downward swing or something.
And it looked like a greatsword?
Yeah, you would think that this gash was made by a greatsword, but I mean, the creatures that you guys have all faced, they have, natural weapons that could probably cause this too. So you're thinking that whatever this creature is probably has some sort of natural weapon that can cause a very devastating wound.
Well, we better be careful when encountering these creatures. Seems like they have capable means.
Yeah, they seem to either have very large claws or wield weapons that can easily hurt us. So let's be careful.
Let me go. I'm going to put you guys on the world map so you guys get a better idea of where you're at in this forest. Anyway, if everyone can roll me a second stealth check.
Oh wow, much better. And it's gone.
What do you mean?
I just want to imagine, like, even though this isn't happening, that like as we do this, people with the sending stones are like, "Fuck, shit, god damn it," you know. Like,
So you guys are probably about right here now. Yeah, right about there. Roughly. I'm just using Dario's because this is the first character on the sheet. Otherwise, it doesn't matter who I use. So this time, everyone except for Dief is kind of... They've gotten attuned to the natural surroundings. They're like, alright, there's fucking twigs. There's some rocks that we've been kicking. We gotta stop that shit. So they're all moving like tiptoe, you know, Bugs Bunny-like. But Jeff is over here kind of just like looking at all the necrotic energy, and it kind of baffles him how much there is. You kick a couple rocks, making a little bit of noise, and I don't know what your marching order is, but whoever's in front of you turns around and sort of puts a finger up to their lips, and you're kind of like, okay, my bad. You guys move forward probably about another 300 to 400 feet before you come across a tree that has been tipped over, I guess. So as you're looking at it, you see where the trunk comes up, and about 2 feet above the ground, it almost looks as if something just took it and snapped it in half. It's not a very big tree in terms of girth. It's probably about, I don't know, almost half a foot to a foot in diameter. But whatever did this used such great force that it snapped the tree in half. As you look at it, it looks as if something had rammed it in the side, because you can see a sort of depression in the side of the tree where something had hit it, almost maybe with like a great club or something like that.
I'm gonna use the sending stone. Hey, Jeff, can you ask nature? It seems we're following a creature that is very aggressive, if he's aware of this.
I think to nature and say, hey buddy, you have a moment to talk?
Yes, what is it? Have you noticed all these things that we're running into?
Oh yeah, that giant 3-4 inch gashes in the tree, and this the other tree that's broken in half.
If you've been keeping an eye out, they're all over the place. I can't get away from them.
Okay, so it seems like we're following this path of destruction. As long as you
not
understand.
intently.
Because we are aware back here.
So, well, it seems like whatever creature this is that's creating this is, you know, it's been roaming these forests for who knows how long. Some of these wounds on the trees look to be quite old, actually.
Mm-hmm.
None of them are very fresh. You watch as Nietzsche is kind of looking at you in his panther form. You see yellow eyes looking back at him. Welcome back, Bill. And you can see he sort of sniffs the tree a little bit, and then he thinks back to you, Jeff. Yes, this is old. Probably only a few days old, but old nonetheless. It wasn't recent.
Okay. Well, thank you for informing us.
Don't worry,
Well,
I will not lead you into danger.
Gotcha.
I relay this back to Reed. Nietzsche says that these tree markings, breakings seem to be days old. So we're not hot on a trail or something. We're following it days past. But still be careful, of course.
I see. Though there's no telling how if this creature could still be nearby, though. But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Good to know that it's not fresh.
Okay, so as you guys continue, I'll need one more stealth check and another perception check from everybody.
Dun, dun, dun.
Good thing y'all don't have disadvantage.
Yeah,
So,
I'll suck it if you will.
I actually
that-
do because I have heavy armor.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'm basically PETA from the Hunger Games right now. I've like colored my armor to camo into the trees.
Yeah, and I'm just like clink, clank, clink, clank.
Me too.
I used the Sending Stone to Adeline. You should really upgrade to this Mithril. It's very lightweight. Makes it very easy to move around.
I feel like I have
You have adamantium.
adamantium. Yeah, a finely crafted adamantium. So I'm okay, really.
Which
It's just
actually, yeah, I forget which armor that actually is. Because it should have been adamantium, like, I think it was scale mail. Was it scale mail that I gave you?
Yes, scale. Yeah. This is the only thing available in the shop. So, you know. Bummer.
It's a medium armor, by the way, but it does give you disadvantage on stealth checks, yes.
It's medium? Oh,
Yes.
I thought scale was heavy.
Maybe it's splint mail that I gave you.
Let me take a look. Where's my book here?
Splint armor is heavy, and your AC is 17, which your... Yep.
Yes, it
So
was
it's-
splint, yeah.
Splint. So, and yeah, you do have disadvantage. So
Where the
let's
hell did my...
finely crafted
There it is.
adamantium
Player handbook.
splint. We're gonna
You
put
guys know that
splint
one-
in there.
You guys know that one scene from SpongeBob, like the first season, when he's like out with Squidward in the wilderness and they're delivering that pizza?
The
And
Krusty
they're like,
Krab pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza for you and me.
Every time I think like we fail a stealth check, I'm just like imagining one of us just screaming that top of our lungs.
Krusty
Krusty
Krab.
yeah. That's so funny. Now I want to say
I
it, but Ingrid
Constantly
still
quote that one. Where it's not just a rock. It's a boulder.
Okay. So as you guys are moving through, Adeline kind of loses his bearings a little bit as he sort of trips over a little stone, and you guys can hear the clink, clank, clank. And as he's about to fall over, Oswald is behind him, is able to catch him by the back of his armor and sort of hold him from rattling on the ground. He pulls him up, and Nietzsche kind of looks back just to make sure everything's okay. And as you guys look forward, you can see about 50 feet in front of you, there's some medium-sized creature that's walking around in a sort of clearing of the forest. But it doesn't seem to have heard all this clanking. It doesn't seem to be very interested in it. You guys see this creature. Let us go here. And let us put this thingy in there. And to give you a better, I'm gonna actually put
Oh shit!
big ass photo in the middle of the thing to sort of make it, I think, easier for you guys to see what exactly it looks like, instead of me just lost. Anybody aware of the Necromorphs from Dead Space?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy, look at that!
You see that walking around.
How far away am I?
You guys, all your tokens will be right around here. I just have to resize them.
That's not very cash money.
Where exactly is Nietzsche at?
Nietzsche is right with you guys. He's a little bit further, right here. I just got to get to his token is all.
95 feet.
Be like, out of character, go for the limbs. They won't die unless you go for the limbs.
I want to thank Nietzsche. No, I think everybody else. Nobody move. That's what he did.
Shadow stays completely still.
Yeah.
And I want to think to Nietzsche. Be like, do you see that thing up ahead?
He thinks back to you. Oh yes, I believe that. Oh, the big bear. I kill everything. He whispers back to you via the sending stone. Oh yes, I see it, and it doesn't seem to have noticed this yet. But I believe that that's what's causing those large gashes. Do you see its appendages?
The the look like the nail town looking
Are we
things?
from this far?
Huh?
Are we able to from this far?
Let's see. Nature can, Adeline can, and Shadow can, but you and Jeff are too far to sort of like you see a shadow of a figure, and you can see like you can see that there's something weird about this thing, like the silhouette, but you can't
I would
really
say
see
that, yeah.
exactly what it is.
I will say that. I see the strange silhouette of something. I can't tell what it looks like.
Do you see the silhouette of a man?
Holy moosh, holy moosh.
Thank you.
I mean, I do, but I can't tell. It's moving strangely and seems to have. I don't know. I can't make it out.
The chicken has large talons. Also
Chicken.
kidding, that doesn't happen. It seems to have, instead of hands, very large nails.
Ah, okay.
There's at least 5 of them. Oh, hold on. And as he says, hold on, now you see this shadowy figure. It's walking like forward a little bit, and then it walks backward. It walks towards you guys just a little bit, and you guys can see bright yellow eyes emanating very, very brightly from it. So now you know exactly where it is. It walks a little bit closer before turning, and it seems to be walking in circles. You can see those of you that have dark vision, you can see as it's like looking around, and you can hear a faint bit of whispering, but you have no idea if it's coming. It's coming from this direction, but you have no idea what it's saying.
Nature, can you get closer to hear what it's saying?
Very well. You guys stay here. It will roll a perception check and not do very well. As it's walking around, Nietzsche gets closer still, hiding behind these this various rubble. And it rolled a 0 on its perception that time, so it definitely does not hear him. Nietzsche thinks back to you and he's like, it seems he's looking for the way out. All he's muttering is, home, where is home?
Can you see its feet?
Technically, you're too far from us.
Oh, for the standing stone to work?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 60 feet. But I would think that Jeffrey would shift. Yeah, go ahead and roll me a stealth check real quick, Jeff, as
Got
you
him.
move forward to see if you can, or to try to keep that tether with the sending stone.
My 1 dex.
Okay, so yeah, he doesn't notice you as you're walking forward. Obviously, you're pretty far away, so any like rustling of the grass or leaves around by doesn't catch its attention. And then nature conveys that message to you. It's
Right.
lost. It's looking for its way home. I wonder if this is
that.
one of the people that went beyond the little barrier and never came back, and this is what it turned into.
Can you see its feet?
As it starts to move a little bit forward, you see nature sort of crouched just a little bit lower but underneath. Its feet only have 3 toes, it looks like, but it doesn't explain those spikes.
And the other footprints beside 4, right?
The other footprints they all had various amount of toes.
Oh,
3 to 5 toes, but they were oddly shaped.
Okay. So.
With my better judgment, I believe that this has created some of those tracks, but not all of them. I believe this is only one creature of many that live here.
I honestly don't really want to fight this thing. I'd rather just try to move past. What do you think, Nietzsche?
Oh, I don't believe we should tussle with those that live here.
I relay all this back to the party. I just sort of tell everyone the same thing Nietzsche just told me.
So as you guys are all sort of relaying that, you guys see a rustling on the other side of the forest, right over here. And you see these other little creatures roll out. You should be able to zoom in on them. That's their full photo.
Yeah.
But they're really small. Let me should only be that small.
They're a graboid second evolution.
Yeah.
I have to restart World 20 for a second.
Alright, yeah, do your thing. Anyways, you guys see these little creatures. They run out into the middle of the forest towards this other thing. And the other thing looks at them, and it walks over towards them and grows. Kidding. But it walks over towards them, and you can see that they're communicating. Nietzsche comes back over the sending stone. They speak in a different language than we do.
Interesting. So they're communicating. They're intelligent, somewhat intelligent then.
Oh, the little ones are going that way now. And as those little things walk away, Nietzsche says, those leave little footprints. Did you remember seeing little footprints?
Yes, with around 3, 5 toes each, and 2 little indents, almost like claw markings above those toes on the ground.
Yes, but I didn't see claws from these ones. So there's at least one more creature out there.
Interesting.
Well, shall we try to get around them?
Which direction should we go? Should we keep going north, or should we follow the little creatures? Which way is towards the center?
I would say away from the little creatures. So this way.
Okay.
And he would communicate go to the right.
Okay, and I'll communicate. Nature wants us to go to the right. Northeast. That'd be northeast.
Well, our right. We get right. Yeah.
Outright. We just gotta be careful. Also, I relate. There's a second group of creatures. These tiny little mouth things, and they kind of look like the tracks, but there still seemed to be one other creature missing from the tracks we saw earlier. And also, these creatures were communicating with the big guy.
Did you know what they said by chance?
Nietzsche said they spoke a different language. You can understand what they were saying. Okay, so we gotta move stealthily to the right to try to avoid this guy.
Nietzsche starts trying to move through the forest.
Yeah, I guess let's go ahead and move. And
as he gets right to about there. Hold. There's one coming towards you. And from the north a bit, you guys, as you're trying to move that direction, you see another silhouette of a man. Unless you have dark vision, then you see this creature, and it's sort of wandering. It turns towards the tree, and you guys can hear as it swings at the tree, leaving that gash mark that you had noticed earlier in the side of the tree. You can hear it shout in common, "I just want to go home!" And it keeps impaling this tree, and then it starts to walk, looking for a way home around this tree.
I used with the sending stone. Did y'all hear that? It said it wanted to go home.
Oh yeah, these things can talk. These are probably the people that came into the forest.
What do you mean by people that came into the forest?
When I was in town, there was a bunch of stories. I asked Firo and other shopkeepers. They said, "Yeah, don't go in the forest. People get lost there all the time, never come back." And I'm assuming this is the town's.
They told us that before we left.
We never really asked anybody. And actually, I think that they did mention to us before that don't go into the forest at one point.
Do you have any idea how long these stories have been around?
Enough for everybody in the town to know about them.
Yeah, and so Marvin and Marvin told you not to go, and they've been around the town for a couple hundred years. So you could guess based on that this story isn't recent. It's definitely pretty old.
And that book I got, Brady, did that have anything about these things in there or no?
No.
Okay. But
as far as you guys are concerned, everything you're seeing is being seen for the first time, at least by the knowledge that you guys all know about. You know of the very different existences of other planes, but it's never been recorded in the history books or anything like that that you guys have read, or by the knowledge, word of mouth, that anyone has actually traversed a plane and come back to tell about it.
Okay.
Most of the stories you guys hear about the different planes of existence, you get from people going to those planes and never coming back.
Okay. I asked nature, is the way clear? Can we go around it?
Yes, we'll have to backtrack just a little bit. It'll add some time to make sure that we don't run into this creature, but we can do it.
That's fine. I relayed that to everybody else.
Okay. So as you guys are moving around then, go ahead and roll me stealth.
Just killing it.
Yeah. Luckily, he's killing it too. The big racket he
Final.
made, he rolled a -1 on his perception, so
Jeez.
you're good.
Me too.
Did he,
Wow.
like, stab himself in the ear or something, or what?
It's
Yeah, I
fucking
guess
incredible.
I don't know how he did it, but well, I mean, no, I know how he did it, but damn.
It's like there's these little rocks all over the ground, and my metal boots are just like clank, clank, clank.
So you
But he
guys
doesn't
are,
hear me.
yeah, you guys are able to move your way. I'll just do this real quick. Whee! Over here onto the other side. And these creatures seem to be pretty transfixed on one single location, walking around in circles. As you guys are moving past, you can hear the faint whispers, and like you just hear the whispering. But when they actually talk out loud, you hear them say, "Home, where's home?" So you definitely know that they're just trying to find their way back. But there's no telling how far or how long these creatures have been here. But they definitely get frustrated every now and then and lash out against those around them, aka the trees. All right, seems that we dodged a bullet there, Jeff.
Yes, I'd rather not fight those taloned creatures.
Same. Well, let us be on our way then. We'll go back to the world map. And we'll move you guys. So one more perception check from everybody, please.
There's the roll.
All right, so now you guys are walking deeper into the forest. It's gotten darker, but it's still like it's dim light. You look up and you can see through the trees a little bit better as the forest seems to be clearing out a little bit, so there's not as many trees. As you look into the sky, it's all pretty much black and gray. Whatever there is a sun is being covered up by these dark clouds, but it still lets off a dim light, and you get the sense that that's why this place may be called the Shadowfell, because it's very shadowy plane of existence. Lots of evil seems to emanate from this place. The trees, like I said, are starting to clear out, and you can hear faintly the rust or the movement of water up ahead, very faintly.
Does everyone else hear that? A stream or something up ahead?
Yeah.
Sounds like the flow of water.
Nature comes over the sending stone to you, Jeff. Yes, there's a small creek up ahead. Seems to be funneling into what looks like a little bit of a lake.
Okay. Let's go on and check it out. I tell everyone there seems to be a lake up ahead. Going to a stream going to a lake up ahead.
This noise should make it easier to go unnoticed.
Hopefully.
All right, so real quick, let's see. Since Bill is taking or cleaning up dog piss, that reminds me that I have to actually piss. So I'll be right back. Let's all take 5 real quick. I'm gonna go grab more coffee as well. So I'll be right back.
That's fucking spooky, guys.
Yeah, some spooky shit. These fucking necromorphs trying to cut us up. Or cut trees up because you just want to go home. I'll go to the bathroom.
Anyone still around?
I am.
You know, my character's thinking about this, but since it's only an hour a day. It's only a day for them is only an hour for us. Even if it's been 200 years, it's only been like 8 to 16 years for the people on the inside. Or less, depending on when they came into the forest.
Well,
So
3
like,
years, 365 days, so. They've been, and each day is an hour. So it has been 304 days, I think?
304 days. What?
Nothing.
well, Matt,
We're just
my
making
character,
some quick math.
yeah, like my character's thinking about this in game right now, but since time is much slower in this plane, like these people would not have been here for that long. The ones that are trying to go back home.
As far as you can tell.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the math that we're thinking in our head.
Yeah.
Because even if it's been several years on the outside, it wouldn't have been near as much on the inside, just from a time perspective.
Correct.
This is gonna be some time skip ass bullshit.
Yeah, who knows what's happening in Cragstorm right now.
Yeah.
Chaos and anarchy!
We're gonna leave and just there is no crack storm.
You come back. What happened? Oh, well, you know, guys, sometimes you have too many explosions go on. Firo, what'd you do? I didn't do it, I'll tell you what. Also kidding, that shouldn't happen.
It's just the Martello main building is the only thing left,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the tavern is the last thing standing. Everything's crumbled and ashy. Martello really likes his tavern, I'll tell you what. Bill, are you back? He is not. Jeff, are you back? He is not.
Oh, about his fiance be like, "Where have you been?"
Yeah. I haven't seen you in 3 days.
Oh no!
Well, actually, Jeff, well, I'll let Jeff tell y'all if he wants to. But it's pretty funny what he did when you guys all left last session. Let's see, who rolled high perception? Jeff and Bill and somewhat Shadow.
right now, anytime rolling above a 10 makes me feel pretty okay with myself.
Yeah, I'd say
yeah.
it's a good. Honestly, 10 and above is usually a decent roll. Single digits is where you're kind of like, ah, fuck.
Like, I know I mentioned in the text, but I'm surprised that I've made so many good stealth rolls until now. Like, only 2 from Dex, no proficiency, and yet this guy in plate armor is pretty good at stealth for never being stealthy.
I've seen some shit.
Right?
Beginner's luck.
Speaking of beginner's luck, my first rolls was, I think, 2 nat 20s and a 19 were my first rolls when I entered this game.
That's true, yeah. You found those wolves tailing your ass.
Yeah, I got the hell out away from them.
Is our man Jeffrey back? Muted? Soon.
But yeah, I'm assuming I didn't mess up the math. There's not really much to do, but 200 years in Cragstorm would have only been 8 to 16 years, depending on if it's an hour or 2 per day.
That's a lot of dog piss he's got to clean.
Yeah, so the dogs I had, well, not the dogs, the one dog, there'll be dog pads on the floor when they're inside, and the dog will be an inch from the dog pad and then pee on the floor and be like, God damn it, like just one more inch is all you had to do, and you would have made it.
The dog will probably feel like real fucking proud of itself too.
Yeah, and I had another time where I had 2 dog, like this happened yesterday, I had 2 dog pads next to each other. They weren't overlapping. There was a 2-inch gap between, and the dog takes a dump right between the 2 pads.
Precision.
Yeah, yes, precisely between the 2 pads. I'm like, you motherfucker, you're doing this on purpose.
Your dog taking a shit or something?
No, he's threading the needle with his urine stream.
Oh.
Yeah, like I have pads for them to use the restroom on, and the dog is precisely doing it, like between the pads, not on them.
Okay, I'm back.
Bad doggy.
I don't know how long Bill will be, so we'll go ahead and continue, and I'll just roleplay for the very minor parts to come up. But Jeffrey, you and your owl and Adeline would all hear very, very faintly. I want to re-emphasize that this is very faint that you hear this. Did you hear anything?
No.
Beautiful. Did you hear something now?
Yeah, I heard that.
What was that?
So as you guys get closer to this running water, Jeff, you, Adeline, and your owl would hear that.
I think to everybody, everyone stop. Don't go towards the water just yet. I can hear some child-like laughter or some strange laughter. I don't like it. It's put me on edge. Nietzsche, can you see anything? Where you're at?
Nietzsche thinks back to you. From right here, there's only... I can see where the stream probably starts, and it looks like a little lake. Other than that, though, nothing. And then he turns back around and is looking towards you guys. Tell everyone to duck.
Get down, duck, get down.
Shadow ducks.
As you guys...
Yep, I listen.
Yeah.
Duck.
As
So
you all-
much.
Yeah, you guys sort of duck, and you look behind you, and you see, like, you guys were being very quiet and such, and just the nature of the ground being pretty soft, you look as your trail behind you, the small little creatures that were speaking to that talon creatures are probably about 100 feet back, and they're sniffing your trail. It
Who
seems
sees
they've
that?
caught our scent.
Does Nietzsche just see that? That's it.
Yeah, nature. All of you guys are looking back, and if you have dark vision, you can see them because they're 100 feet. Otherwise, I would say roll perception for me if you're human. Okay,
Do
Dario.
our rolls above not count?
One
for
sec.
that? Or that's something else?
That was something different.
What do you mean? What's following us? Which creatures?
The tiny little ones with a bunch of teeth.
I realize that the little munchers are following us.
Jeff and Dario, you look back and you can see little silhouettes of small creatures moving very slightly. Oswald, as you look, you can kind of see movement, but you can't perceive how big the movement is. Although Shadow and Adeline can see this tiny little creature sniffing y'all's trail along with nature.
Can we see the lake at all?
You guys can start, if you have dark vision, you can definitely see where the stream begins. And if you don't, you can tell that it's not too far off from where you're at. It's probably another 100 feet or so.
I asked Nietzsche, is there anything like in that little island in the water at all?
Not that I can see from here, but for now, I will worry about those little creatures.
So they're going to catch up to us eventually.
More than likely, yes. So
Do we want to get a defendable position going on and just kind of like make a circle?
you know what? Move forward a little bit. Tell everyone to do it slowly and quietly. And as he says that, he starts to walk slowly towards you guys to huddle up.
I say to everybody through the standing stone, we got to meet up ahead. Nature, walk slowly, but keep going.
Do we have a way to cover our tracks? Well, I'm saying this like with the sending stone.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I think they probably would be able to smell us if anything. And at that point, they're going to find us. Unless we do reverse smell or scent.
Ask nature, since he says he has powers of nature, if he can do something with the forest and hide our scent.
I asked Nietzsche. That question.
Unfortunately, like I said, most of my powers are not. I can't use them here.
I tell Oswald, nature machine broke. Ain't no forest magic out here. Can't do his thing.
I see. Well, is there a way for those that can see them to try to keep an eye on them as we continue going?
Yeah, definitely. So, by this time, you guys have moved up about 20 feet or so away from the creatures, and nature has met up with you guys. And he, through the sending stone, he speaks to you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I believe they're starting to get closer and closer. They've definitely picked up our trail.
Okay.
So,
Well,
here's the
we can
thing.
try. Yes.
You guys move towards that lake, and I'll meet up with you in a moment.
You sure?
Oh, yes.
You gonna be okay? Okay.
You guys watch Nietzsche look at each of you individually and smile gently. Then you can see the fierceness in his yellow panther eyes as he walks forward. He sort of scrapes the ground a little bit where your tracks are to muffle the dirt. And then he moves forward a little bit, and he does this for about 10 feet or so. He goes a little bit north of your location. You guys watch as he's creeping through the forest before he looks back at you. Within a reasonable distance, you guys can all see him. He nods his head.
He wants to go towards.
And then as he lets out a panther roar, he starts to make a run for it. You guys see these creatures. They're probably about 50 feet away from you at this point. They all perk up, look over, and see this black creature. And you can hear them all chattering in their own little language as they start to run towards it. There's only 3 of them right now running towards him. And as he's definitely faster. You can tell he's definitely faster than these guys. And more than likely, he'd be able to change it to something that can fly. But he's trying to make it to where these guys don't get to you.
Yeah, he's running away, and then he'll fly later on, and then come back to us.
Yes.
He
Or
wants us
I
to
relay
go
that. I'm
to
pretty
the
sure that's what he's gonna do.
lake. He wants us to go. Told me to go to the lake. Let's go to the lake. Let's get away from them.
Right? Yeah, I'm sure he's playing decoy, and then he'll fly back to meet us.
Okay. So you guys start creeping up towards the lake. So let's see, where is my boy Adeline?
Well, clearly something is buried in the middle.
No.
Metagame. I'm just joking.
Do you not see that giant X on the ground and the floating text in the sky?
What are you talking
Everybody, I
about?
think this is a sacred space.
How far away is the little island, Brady?
Do you not have a measure tool?
Oh, never mind. You're right.
Got him.
Alright, so as you guys approach the stream, you're on the very edge here. As you get closer, all of you end up hearing
Okay, that's not good.
you hear that sound coming from this way. You hear it coming from this way. You hear it coming from behind you. You hear it from coming in front of you. You all look around and you're trying to figure out, what is this? What is making that noise? But you don't see anything. You get closer and you see this tiny little lake with a creek coming from the north. Well, not based on this compass. Based on this compass that you see on this map, it's coming from the east to the west. It's a small little creek, probably about a foot wide or something, that empties into this lake. As you approach, you notice that the sunlight is back, and it's being shed onto this middle part. As you come closer, you look back behind you, and the forest looks normal again. You think to yourself, oh, we must be back on the material plane, so this is good. We somehow made it out. As you look back over at this little island and you get closer, you're coming up on a little hill, and now you can see what looks to be a woman on the middle of that island. You get a little bit closer, and there's a momentary flash back to the Shadowfell, and you see a red cloak in the middle of the island, but it flashes back to the material plane. You see this woman approach the middle of the island, and she holds out what looks to be a very small object wrapped in cloth. As you approach even closer towards this island, it flashes again real quick back to the Shadowfell. You see this red cloaked figure is now standing up, probably about the same height as a human, and it goes back to the material plane one more time. You guys hear the laughter once again. You watch this woman unwrap the cloth, and you can see the remains of a tiny infant, stillborn elf baby. You take a look, and you can tell there's a little tombstone in the middle of the island. More than likely, this is where this little child is being buried by its mother. The mother bends down, puts the child into the middle of the tomb, and begins to cover with the dirt around. She stands up, and then another flash back to the Shadowfell. This cloaked figure now standing up, looking away from you, but you're not sure because it's such a split second. The elven woman looks back towards you all, and she can see you, and you see tears running down her face. Jeff and Adeline get a good look, And if Nagex wasn't undead, this is what she would look like. You then hear, almost as if it's right up in your ear, the flash of the Shadowfell. Each of you see this red hooded figure right in your face as that laughter happens. And then it flashes back to the material plane. And this elven woman has come to the end of the island, and she stands there. And then you walk just a wee bit further. Why can't I select all your tokens? Weird. There it goes. You walk a bit further, and you watch the woman look up and notices you all. And it's at this point that you watch as she starts to shimmer a bit before she just fades, as if she was never there, almost as a ghost would dissipate from the world. And then you watch the Shadowfell slowly creep in from around the lake until you see the red cloaked figure in the center of this island standing up, and it looks back at you.
Can I try speaking to it in Elvish?
No, not yet.
Okay.
It looks back at you, and it opens one singular eye. It's sort of a reddish orange eye with a green, you know what, let me just do this. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see that looking back at you from the other side of the lake. It lets out, or you hear one more cackle around you. As the Shadowfell has now taken back over this plane, the sunlight has dissipated, the light has dimmed. You're looking at this creature, and it's looking at you with one eye. Behind it, you see one tail, two tails, three tails emanate from its posterior region, and they're all sort of floating. It walks towards the edge of the lake, and you see it sort of tilt its head when it looks at you guys, and then it rears back its head, and then it screams at you. I need everyone to roll
Your wisdom.
initiatives.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
We all rolling high today.
I don't think I've ever rolled high on initiative.
Can you guys see mine, or is it just Brady?
You got a 6. So it's in there.
Okay. It looked
Yep.
like. Didn't know.
Mine didn't get put in either. It's a 6. I clicked the wrong button. I can just roll again if you want, and then you can put a 6
Just roll
there.
again.
There you go. Huh. Figures.
Got him.
You wanted to send the result of the roll to the turn track, but no valid token was. Did mine go through?
Yeah, you're on the thing. It just didn't go through for some reason. But I've got you on the turn order. Jeffrey rolled a 6, not a 13. Are these the last rolls too?
Probably.
Oh, that's weird. I should have taken them off. Oh well. I believe that's everyone. Alright, so starting with Dario with an 11. Dario, you're up first. First round of combat.
The only thing I see right now is the one-eyed thing in the middle of the lake, right?
Correct.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, did you not hear me say correct?
What happened?
We
Did you
heard
not
you
hear
say
us?
there's a one-eyed thing in the middle, like that's the last thing we heard.
Can you hear Brady? Can you hear me?
I'm gonna switch over to the other my laptop because evidently my phone has really low volume.
Oh, that makes sense.
Not on this end. You
Low
are quite
volume
loud.
for him to.
You for his
Yeah.
speaker, yeah.
Yeah.
I have had to turn him down.
Yes. Well, yeah. Bill, how's the dog?
She's fine. It's just that it's basically me taking care of 3 dogs and a human, so I'm tired.
That makes sense, yes.
And one is a puppy. God, she's got the worst gas right now. Yeah. I've got on an air purifier to, like try and get rid of the smell, but that's not really working. And the good news is she poops outside consistently instead of inside like she was last week.
That's good.
Yeah.
She's learning.
Yeah. Well, I get really mad when she poops inside, and I think she sees that.
That's also good, yeah. Especially if you're catching her right when she's doing it, because then she's like, oh
yeah.
fuck.
You can smell it, because I'm like, oh god, is that another fart? Nope, it's a poop, and it's still coming out right now. Alright.
Listen here, you little shit.
Yeah, pretty much. You have no idea.
No,
God damn, again?
be careful though, because sometimes dogs will eat their poop because they know you'll get mad when you see them.
That's... I've
Really
never
sorry
heard
about
that before.
Well, I don't know if every breed does it, but there are dogs that will do that.
That's nuts. Well,
Right.
no, she's going outside now, but that's how it was last week, and I was so over it.
Can you hear us now, Dario?
And things should be better now. You can all hear me, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear
Can
us?
you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I was about to say the silence says otherwise. All right, it's your turn. All you see is that red cloaked figure with one eye looking at you on the other side.
Okay, so speaking is a free action, right?
Correct.
All right, I yell at the top of my lungs. Okay, so I know that's probably a war cry, but just in case, I'm giving you free, like, a fair warning. If you chill out, we'll chill out. So if you could do that for me real quick.
That was more than 6
Otherwise-
seconds.
He laughs at you.
All right, here comes the fire, fam. So I'm going to.
Bring the fire would be my
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, so I'm going to assume I can't walk through the water. It's pretty far.
I mean, so from what you can tell, the water is deep enough to where it just becomes difficult terrain. As you walk into it, it probably comes up to about a little bit mid-thigh. So you'll be able to wade in the water, but it's difficult terrain for you. Because you can see the bottom, but what that means is it takes double movement to move from one square to the next in difficult terrain.
Don't I have something for difficult terrain, or is that later?
It's probably later.
Dang.
Yeah, I don't believe you're Naruto yet, but you're getting there.
Nuts. I am getting. Okay. So I'll wade through as far as I need to. How do I do the thing where I track how far I'm walking?
Press Q.
Thank you.
Yeah. And if you hold onto the token and press Q, it'll show you like where your token originates from and where you're planning on putting it. You can also press Q again and it'll save that so you can sort of move like that. And it should show the full movement, I think, to everybody, correct?
Yeah.
All right, I moved 25. Is 25 enough? Is 25 all right?
I believe so, because you're fast as fuck for a monk. Because you can move 5 feet forward, and then you'd have 40
I'll just make
feet.
it-
Yeah, you can move over there.
Okay, I just want to make sure I can actually move the rest of the way through this water.
As of right now, you can't, so that's as much movement as you can get to right there.
Okay.
And as you're looking down in your surroundings, you see but this whole lake is about this deep. So it feels pretty safe to be able to wade across the water to get to this area. Oh, Bill, you were gone, but did you hear the very end of that? What you guys were seeing?
These things like turn the children into those things. Is that what I?
Well, no. What you saw was a elven woman putting a baby into a tomb over here, and when the elven woman walked over to sort of wipe her face, or got to the edge of that island, she looked at you all, and you could tell that if Nagex wasn't undead, that this is her.
Oh, okay. You got it.
What are you doing?
I'm trying
Dario?
to judge my options. I don't think that's close enough for me to fire bolts.
Right now you're 35 feet away from them, and I believe it's 30 feet for your thing.
Yes, I don't think I can do anything yet.
Yeah, so you can hold your action for if he gets into range to use it.
Okay, yeah, I hold my action and then I end, and then yeah.
Okay. So you hold your action. You got your fist ready just in case this creature gets close enough to where you can hit him with your radiant sunbolt. Oswald, it is your turn.
Alright, seeing Dario moving through difficult terrain in the water, I'm going to walk to the edge, and I'm going to grab my crossbow, and I'm going to attempt to shoot at its eye.
Okay. So it's 50 feet away. And it's a regular crossbow?
Yes,
Right.
regular.
Ouch, that first roll though.
Let's see. So 14 will not hit. So you go to the edge of the water, you pull out your crossbow, and you take aim. And as you fire a bolt, you can see it fly. It's flying straight towards him, but he shifts out of the way almost at the last second, making it miss. And he glances at you with his one eye.
I will. I guess I'll put the crossbow back, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Next is what happened to my turn tracker? The creature will go next. So the creature looks at all of you, and its three tails sort of flowing evenly behind it as it sways back and forth. They're all seem to be in tune. It looks at Dario being the closest to him. It sort of gets down on its hands and feet, almost in a cat-like posture, with all three tails pointing at you, Dario, as it unleashes a series of what seem to be little globs of green liquid that it's shooting towards you.
So these are projectiles?
Correct. So yeah, he moves up forward and he'll shoot you with 3 different globs of spit. It looks like almost. It looks like a large glob of spit from something, but it's greenish liquid.
Dario gets to shoot back because of his ready to action, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, don't I have? Do these count as missiles? Can I use deflect missiles on this?
Yeah, you could do that. So first, we'll do your ready action because he steps forward, so he's within your range for your sunbolt. So go ahead and fire that off.
Damn.
All right, 23 will hit.
Oh, that's the. I thought that was the damage, and I was like,
Yeah. He can punch things from afar.
right. Holy cow.
Let's see.
Okay.
Now, if you want, because this is technically your attack action, you can spend a key point to do one more. So you can do 2 of those firebolt things for a key point, or just one of them.
Okay, I'll use 1 key point.
Okay, so go ahead and roll the attack again. See if it hits. That one will miss, unfortunately. So as this creature steps forward and takes to the ground, you unleash 2 bolts of energy from your fist. One of them hitting him in the sort of in the face as he shakes it off. He dodges the other one, and then all 3 of his tails end up in unison, rear back, and spit these 3 globs of energy at you. They are a 22, a 19, and a 20 to hit. And
okay, I'm gonna
all
use
3 of those will hit. So
starting at 3rd level. Hit by range when you do so, damage you take from so
You need to roll a d10.
here's the dice. Just click on the D10 there. And your dexterity modifier, and so it's 4 plus, what's your dex?
18, so it'd be plus 4.
4 plus 4 plus 7. So 15 damage is reduced, which, let's see, what was damage? And that doesn't take a key point, right? That's your reaction. Okay, cool. So the very first glob that comes at you, you're able to reduce the damage completely with the 15. The next glob that comes to hit you smacks you in the shoulder where you just recently got patched up for 10 points of poison damage. And then
So-
what's up?
Theoretically, if I'm reading this right, he could have used a key point to spit that stuff back, right?
Well, the thing is, he can't catch.
Could have caught it in his mouth.
Yeah, catch it in his mouth and spit it back. Roll to see
Yeah,
if you inhale
that's-
any of it.
That's how I'm reading it.
Yeah, if it's small enough for him to catch it, but
Well, it says catch
can't
the
catch it.
missile. I
Yeah.
don't think it's considered a missile.
yeah,
Okay.
but he's still able to
Just
sort of
want to
like
make sure if
deflect
that
it out of
was
the way.
an option there. He used his monk powers to.
That would be
No,
quite funny.
A question for him holding his action as well. If you're holding an attack action,
Yeah.
are you allowed to use multiple attacks, or is it
Yeah,
just
it's
bound
still
to
your
one?
attack action. Now the
Well-
thing is, you can't use your bonus actions and reactions or you can use reactions, but you can't use your bonus actions and movements outside of the hold action. So you gotta
Right.
use those first. But
When he
since-
chose to attack with that, what's it called?
his
Radiant Sunbolt?
yeah,
Is he not allowed to do 2 normally?
he is.
Since
He
he's
used
allowed
a
to
key
attack
point.
twice? No, I meant like with his attack twice.
Oh,
'Cause isn't he allowed to attack twice as a monk right now?
I believe so. Yes.
Which mean, if he used a key, wouldn't he been able
Yeah,
to do
like
the
is
third?
not
Okay,
using
yeah,
the key
so,
of bonus
yeah.
action.
Yeah. So you.
So if he can't use a
Okay,
bonus
yeah.
action, then that means he didn't spend
Yeah,
a key.
so,
He just did his
yeah.
2 normal.
Yeah. So get
Didn't-
that key point back.
Hells yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to verify I'm holding
Oh, yeah.
with multi attacks.
Thank you.
Yep. That was my bad.
It's fine.
I still think he should have the option to spit it back, but side point.
The second attack hits you for 17 damage.
Spit missile.
Yeah. For 17.
17?
Spit, yeah, 17
Shit.
spit damage. And then I need you to roll. Oh wait, never mind. Hold on. Roll a Constitution save for those 2 that hit you.
Okay.
I forgot this part. That succeeds. One more.
Wow, I can't believe Dario's about to fucking die.
And
I know.
15 fails. So yeah, the first one, you only take 4 poison damage. The second one, you take the 17 poison damage.
Okay.
And just for my reasoning, I'm putting a little tick on you. Don't worry about it until it becomes apparent.
Until you die.
Until you are poisoned more. Poison damage.
Anyway, now the creature will sit there. You see its tails all sort of swaying back and forth as if it's anticipating your next attack. Next is Adeline.
I've got a question because I don't remember. Can you use 2 bonus actions and not use an action?
No.
You can't use a bonus action as an action?
Negative.
That seems dumb. Okay. I'm going to move forward 10 feet here. And I will use Shield of Faith. Right? That's ranged, isn't it? Up to 60 feet on Dario.
Alright.
So there's that. It's got +2 AC.
Okay. So your AC is now 19 for now.
Hopefully that'll help. And that. So that costs a bonus action.
To do the Shield of Faith?
Right.
Okay.
And I can't just use that as an action? I feel like if you forego an action, you can use your bonus action.
Pretty sure
maybe not.
based on the player's handbook, it says specifically you can't.
Because I would just use another bonus action and not do an action, but that's okay. I will... What's my range now, then? I'm going to throw a hammer from my belt. I'll reach down and pull a hammer from my belt and chuck it.
Yeah, so you can only take one bonus action on your turn, so you must choose which bonus action to use when you have more than one available.
Well, I'm not trying to use them both during my bonus. Yeah, okay.
Well, no,
it's
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
So it's at disadvantage because it's above the 20 feet, but the 11 does not hit.
Oh, my bad.
Do you want to retract that?
Yeah, I thought it would be disadvantage after 60, wouldn't it? Or is that just completely out of range?
Within 20, yeah, after 60, it's just completely out of range.
Gotcha. Never
So
mind.
the 20
I'll
feet, yeah.
I'll just stay right here then. I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Do you want to hold your action?
I apologize. I mean, if he gets within 10 feet of me, I'll hit him with my glaive, but...
Okay. Noted. Jeff?
I'm going to cast Fireball.
Fireball?
Yeah.
Okay. Fire it up. Okay. Dexterity save. He makes it, so he only takes, let's see, 12 damage from that.
Okay.
Anything else, Jeff?
If I want to ready my absorbing orb, that's going to take an action, right?
It's your reaction to use the orb, so it's not a action.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the
so-
spell that the absorb element spell is a reactive spell,
Mhm.
so your orb is therefore a reactive means.
Okay, so say I get hit, I could just choose to use that then?
Correct.
Okay, I want to move up to Dario.
Okay. You could do that right there. You could get right next to him. Not that far though.
Okay, yeah, I'll get right here.
Yep.
And then wait.
Okay. Is that it then?
Yeah.
All right. It is now Shadow's turn.
Can Shadow look around for if there's anyone else nearby?
Yeah. You look and you don't see any other creatures around or anything like that on the outskirts. You also don't really see, based on this sandy portion of the lake that you're on, the only footprints you see are your own. You get the sense that this creature lives in solitude, the other creatures that live in this forest are probably terrified of this creature.
Okay, I'm gonna say to the party, through speaking, not speaking, thinking. Maybe we should just leave it alone? And she will ready her action to turn invisible?
Alright. And you'll do that when what happens?
If more things show up?
Okay.
Didn't we I kind of already said, hey, don't be an asshole to this thing. No, wait, let me rephrase. I said to this thing, hey, could you not be an asshole? And then it laughed in my face.
Well, you
Wait a
didn't really
second.
give it much time.
I have
to
a better
react
idea.
to it.
I am in range of that. Hold on. I would like to ready my action to cast Frostbite at it if it attacks again.
Okay. And other than that, you're done?
Yep.
Alright, so after your turn, it's going to use its legendary action to use its ability known as Shadow Step. So, as it watches all of you guys taking aggressive actions towards it, it uses its legendary action. You watch it sort of reared into this almost prone-like stance. You see the shadows around it start to meld, and all of a sudden it vanishes for just an instant before teleporting right by Jeff. And it plops into the water standing, and it looks over at Jeff with its singular eye.
Hashtag wizards on the front line.
Yes.
Why are you in the water?
Yeah, why did you move
attack
forward?
this thing? Why do we attack this thing to begin with?
Because it
Why did you
screamed at
move
us.
forward? You have range.
It yelled at us, and I was scared.
Dario
Uh,
tried
So you moved
to.
forward?
So you move toward it, yeah.
You gotta face your fears, fam.
Next is Dario's turn.
Alright, so this thing is right next to us.
Correct.
I'm about to unload on this dude.
Dude, this dog's gotta stop farting. Oh my god. It's literally making my eyes water.
Oh,
That's
pretty
hilarious.
potent.
Okay, I moved to get into. Actually, this thing. Okay, so we would be able to Would we be able to assess how strong this thing is in like melee combat? It seems like confident enough to get in melee combat.
No, a fighter can if they have the right archetype, but no,
Yeah, you have to have,
can't.
like,
You
an
can't
ability.
gauge it.
Yeah, it's like the
Okay,
champion.
All right,
Pictures, yeah, would tell you.
I'm gonna make a prudent decision then. I'm gonna walk up to it and then I'm gonna do something.
All right.
Walk up here.
Are you gonna punch it?
I'm gonna try to stun it.
All right. Go ahead and roll your unarmed strike. See if you hit. You hit.
Huh, yeah, you do.
And your damage should be different. Did it not save when I went back through? It did not. How
Yeah,
upsetting.
somehow he rolled a 0.
Let's see.
That's not good.
5 feet.
On a sided dice that doesn't have a 0.
It should be 1d6 plus your dexterity modifier, if I'm not mistaken. And it's bludgeoning. On a crit, 1d6. Alright, so roll the unarmed strike again just to get the proper damage. You hit it with the 25. Okay, 6 damage. And then go ahead and it's a Constitution save, right? For the stunning strike. Well, you don't roll it. I'm asking. If
Sorry,
that's
one
what
sec.
it is.
Sorry.
So use a key point and attempt the stunning strike. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, which I believe last time it was 16. So go ahead and dock the key point. Its Constitution save. It rolled a 9, so it does not make it. And he is now stunned. We'll do that. So yeah, dock the key point.
Done. I've done that. Yes.
Okay, and then you still have your action or your second attack and a bonus action.
Okay. Fucking fuck this thing up the hardest. If I used Burning Hands at some point, would that set Jeff on fire?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then I won't do
Most
that.
likely, yeah.
Based on your direction, you'll set all of us.
All of us.
on fire.
We are in water, though. Actually, so yeah, that's double the reason not to use it. Anyway,
Well,
I'm just gonna keep punching this thing really good.
Oh, hold
So-
on.
Could you imagine her like bobbling in out of the water as Dario punches?
So
I dive into the water.
Messed up, baby.
yes, I messed up.
Get
Your
soaking-
first attack was at disadvantage, and the reason is as you go to punch it, you can see his silhouette sort of shifts as you go in for the punch, and you go in for the left one, which ends up being an illusionary image of it. It's moving at
Alright.
such a fast speed that you misgauged your attack. So he is not stunned. Don't dock that key point yet, and you can make your
Okay.
second unarmed attack.
Oh, I do. Are you gonna?
Yeah,
Do I
but-
roll again or?
yeah, you'll roll to attack again.
So we see the punch go through a silhouette of the body.
Oh wait, it's on disadvantage still.
It is, and a 13 does not hit him.
Okay, so I go from using a key.
Yeah, you didn't use a key point, but you tried to hit it, and as you saw the illusionary image on the left dissipate, you go in to strike on the one on the right, and it has moved its actual form swiftly to the other side, making you hit the illusion again. It's also fast enough to do all this. You notice the water around it isn't moving.
Great.
Do we see anything happen to the illusions that he's hitting?
Yeah, like is our passive perception enough to see that he's missing even though he's hitting?
Yeah, you guys are able to see that like this creature almost seems to have a dual image of itself, and as the punch comes in, it shifts really quickly to where it shows two versions of itself, and as the punch goes through, the illusion fades, but then it's quickly able to replicate that illusion again. And it's not a magical illusion. It seems to be based on how speedy he is.
Okay. So
Time for
You know
some
what,
AoE.
no, we can't. We just discussed that. The only AOE I have. Okay, so I think I use my key point to try one more time at hitting it.
Well, you get two attacks, but you could use a key point to do flurry of blows, which gives you two more
Right,
attacks. on it.
right. Exactly.
Okay, so roll two more attacks at disadvantage. 12 doesn't hit, and 11 doesn't hit.
Great. Okay, so try my best. I think I want to walk away. So I still have movement left, right?
You do, but be mindful. This creature has a reaction to attack you if you move move out of its reach.
Okay, I'm just gonna stay here then.
Okay.
I end my turn.
Next is Oswald.
Well, now that the creature is close enough, I
Right.
will go into the water right next
Right,
to it.
Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, I was just lowering it because I felt like it was just going to attack Dario the entire time. So I'm like, I can take a hit.
Yeah. Well, I gave him +2 AC because
I got Mage Armor on as well, so a little tankier than usual.
fair
We're
enough.
going to utter the words "soak and ild" to activate the flame effect on my silver sword because that's the one I'm currently wielding
Yes.
for combat.
Are you a witcher?
Right.
Witcher.
And I will make my. I will
to be a
attempt to swing at it.
Alright, go for it at disadvantage. 12 does not hit. And a 24 will hit. So that'll be 8 damage coming across.
And then now because I hit, it has been ignited.
Yeah, so we will put a little fire symbol there. And then it's at the end of its turn that it takes the damage.
The start of its turn.
Start of its turn, and then at the end of its turn, it makes a save to try to.
Well, right when it takes the damage, it can then make a save to get rid of the effect.
Okay. Noted.
So it's gonna take damage, try and get rid of it. Take damage, do its turn, try to get rid of it.
Well, it only takes damage once per turn, but if it shakes it off, I lose stacks. Because if I can keep hitting it, I can keep building stacks. If it didn't save and lose them.
Alright, so at the end of your turn, it's going to use one of its legendary actions to do a tail attack against Jeff.
Oh.
It rolls a 27.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Jeff, does that hit?
No, it doesn't actually.
It has the
So-
mage armor, green, yeah.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You take 12 piercing damage. And based on your save, you'll take.
Of course, that would have hit Dario too, but still. Damn.
So 12 damage, you said?
I've already. I'm.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm doing all the damage. I just need you to roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
So mostly Shadow casts Frostbite.
Yeah. And you do not make your save. So.
Lucky. I'll lucky it.
Oh, well. Okay. I need to stop telling you exactly what happens after you roll so you can have the chance to do lucky.
Yeah, because he's not gonna lucky for a 4.
Okay, you make your save.
Okay.
So you only take 11 points of poison damage
Okay.
instead of 22.
Yeah, only.
Shadow, cast your frostbite. Constitution save of 16.
Wait. I'm confused about the turn order.
Oh, he did a legendary action after Oswald. So, I mean, I can explain it later, but he's
Okay.
able to move, or he's able to do stuff outside of his actual turn. Because
Then,
he's a
did you
dope
skip my
creature.
turn then? Or
You haven't gone yet.
then how is...
Shadow
haven't
held
gone
his
either.
action.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Don't worry. But he
That
rolled a
was-
19. So he
Figures.
saves.
Okay.
And now he will take his actual turn. It is going to. It's going to look around real quick. It's not very happy with Jeff because it hit him first with a fireball. So he's going to attack with all 3 of his tails against you again, Jeff.
Okay.
22, a 9, and a 20. Those 2 of them hit, 1 of them misses.
Mhm.
So let's see. So with the piercing I need you to roll 2 Constitution saves real quick.
Okay.
But otherwise you take 12 points of piercing damage.
That first one.
Do you want the 10 or the 4?
I want to keep the 10 and lucky the 4.
You did. Oh, okay. So the 10.
Yeah, because I did it real fast.
Yeah.
Right, like one for each.
So you got a 10 and a 20. Do you want to lucky the 10 as well? I think that's your last luck. If you
Yeah,
do.
why not? Why not?
Nailed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you make one of the saves, which will result in 6 points of poison damage. And then you fail the other save, which results in 12 points of poison damage, and you are unconscious.
Cheers.
Does it matter that he's in water?
It matters a lot that he's in water.
It does. Where is the... We'll do that, the little sleepy boy.
Drowning.
Also, just for my own track, that you failed a Constitution save against his attack. I just have to keep track. If it comes up, I'll let you know what happens.
Okay.
But yeah, you are face down in the water as he strikes at you with his 3 tails. One of them going astray, but the other one making their marks. And that will end its turn. Next is Adeline.
It took 2 fire damage, and it needs to
Okay, yeah, that's
make
what that
a
is.
con of 16 or higher.
It rolled a natural 1, so that'll
So
be a second stack.
No. If I strike it again, it'll gain
Oh,
another stack.
okay,
It
gotcha.
keeps the 1 for now.
Noted. Alright, now it's Adeline's turn.
I'm going to move forward 1 space. Oops. Wrong mouse thing here. Move forward 1 space. And I will attack twice, likely. But let's start with 1.
17 will hit.
Oh, yes, disadvantage. That's cool. And I will Divine Smite that.
Alright, so 7 plus...
And I'm going to do it at a level 2. Oops. Come on. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done this.
No, yeah, you're good.
Boom.
Alright, so
So,
it's
11 damage.
11 plus the 6, right? Because it's at a higher level, so the 6 gets
Yes.
added. So 17 damage total. That's a nice fair bit of damage.
And the 7.
Yeah. As you hit it, you notice the illusion. As you're swinging down with your glaive, the illusion is there, but you instinctively go in for which one you think is correct and make your mark. As that happens, the illusion dissipates.
Nice.
And now it kind of looks around, noticing that this happened, and you can see the fury in its singular eyeball.
Alright, I'll take a second attack action because I'm allowed to do that.
Yep.
Dario flips it off right into its dumb face.
This is not at disadvantage, but you hit with a 17.
And I will do a level 1 smite.
All right. So that is an extra 12 damage on top. Look at those rolls, dude.
I know, right? Freaking finally.
Welcome back, Bill. You
I know,
just had to
and
take
then
a hiatus.
And then I will use my Great Weapon Fighting to... Nope, not Great Weapon. Yeah.
The one where you get to
Full Arm
use the
Master.
pommel, yeah.
Yep. So another D4. Which is...
Well, then you have to make the attack action, don't you? And it's just
Uh,
D4 damage.
Is it?
Yeah, I believe so.
When you take the attack, of course, bonus... Oh, my bonus action. Yeah.
So roll to see if you hit him with the pommel. And then we'll add the 4 if it does. It does not.
Yeah.
Your glaive flies 70 feet in front. I'm just joking. Yeah, so you go in, your first strike, you hit it, and you see the worry on its face. So you go with an upward swing, and as you do that, you rear around and try to do sort of a thrusting action as it comes back above your head, but it's able to quickly shift out of the way as you kind of trip over the sand and mud displacing as you're moving through this water.
Cool.
With that, are you done?
Yes.
Jeff, it is your turn. Make a death saving throw for me.
Gurgle, gurgle.
Natural 20. Let's see it. This is
He
the time.
immediately wakes up.
Where do I... Oh, I click death saves, right?
Correct. Should just be a straight D20. 15, so add a success. And what is your Constitution modifier?
Oh, that's like a 2.
A 2. So theoretically, I'm pretty sure the way it rolls when you're unconscious, you've got 2 rounds before you start to suffocate. So this will be round 1. So right now, with you face down in the water, you're fine. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, Bill gave him additional.
That didn't change the outcome.
You must be conscious to grant this. Oh,
Well,
you.
yeah,
as
he's
in
yeah,
Bill.
that's Bill. Yeah.
That's Bill. But yeah, it's all good. All right, so yeah, you've got one save or one success. So that is your turn. Next is Shadow. Martin?
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm after him. Does he count as willing?
Who, Jeff?
Yes.
I would say yes.
Okay.
Willing
Shadow-
to not die?
How far away is that?
I would
again?
say any unconscious creature would automatically be willing, just because, or depending
They're
on
not
their hostility against you.
Ooh.
Yeah. You
Because
can't say
Jeff
no.
is your patriot, he would be willing in an unconscious state. If this creature went unconscious, he would not be willing. That's how
Can
I
I-
would do it.
Can I get that far
Okay,
with
fair enough.
my current speed?
This logic does not
Yes.
apply to sexual intercourse.
That is true. Any unconscious creature is unwilling.
Unconscious creatures can't say no.
It's true. And no means no. So if you can't say
Failed
no,
throws are not consent.
Anyway, Shadow is going to run up to Jeff, and she's going to Dimension Door, showing up here
Okay.
with Jeff.
All right. So we'll move both of you. Wee. So as you land on that island, you land and you put Jeff down. You watch as you can see his body is now able to breathe. He's coughing up a little bit of foam from this water, and yeah, he's definitely he's not feeling too hot, but he looks like he'll survive for a little while. You look at your feet where you are, and you see a small little burial ground with a small little tombstone. Can you read
Okay.
Elvish?
No?
Then you do not
Okay.
know what it says.
Jeff can.
Jeff
Okay.
is unconscious.
No,
So that's your action, right? The dimension door? Or is
Am I
that a
like
bonus?
standing on top of Dimension Door's action?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're standing like right beside it. You're not on the
Okay.
burial ground.
Okay, that's I don't have much of the way of bonus action things that I want to do right now.
Okay.
So that's good.
So as you land, you see this creature look at you, and it is not very happy at your current location. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
It's going to use its last legendary action to take a swipe at Dario with its tail.
I'm gonna use
Got him.
I'm gonna use my reaction and protect Dario, so he'll have disadvantage on that attack.
That's, yeah, your reaction. So he has disadvantage. So he goes in for a tail swipe, which will end up missing as Oswald quickly, instinctively pushes his shield and deflects the piercing tail as it swings wide, missing your face, Dario. A small sigh of relief comes upon you until you look at the face of the creature, and even though it can only express its emotions with the one eyeball, you can see the fury burning within. Now we are at the top of the round. Dario, it is your turn.
Okay. So I've been saying I wanted to punch this thing real good,
Yes.
and that's what I'm gonna do. So the illusion thing is gone now, right? Or is that still there?
As of right now, it is gone.
Oh, I'm gonna punch this thing so good. I want to punch this. How hard can I punch this?
With your unarmored strike, and that will tell us how hard you punch it.
You hear it
How
whisper,
many times
"Punch
do
me,
you?
Daddy."
He wants to know how hard. The damage will tell you how hard. So a
Punch
13
it
will
that-
miss.
Alright, I'm gonna punch some.
The 20 will hit.
That's a pretty fucking good punch.
Yeah, that's a really good punch.
And I'm going to use another key to punch this thing even more.
Alright, so using a key point to use Flurry of Blows, that's also your bonus action. So go ahead and do 2 more unarmed strikes. 13 will miss, and 24 will hit. Okay, so Dario, very upset at his last tussle with this creature, now seeing that the illusion has dissipated, takes in a quick breath, calms himself, opens his eyes, goes in, swings with the first one. The creature ducks. He uses this to go in with a right hook, uppercut, smacking it right in the face. Its hood almost coming off of its face, but it's able to catch it to make sure that it does not lose its hood. You go in for a second strike with your right leg, kicking, trying to do some Chuck Norris shit, but you miss. And as you do that, you come in with a backhand and smack the fuck out of him for your last attack. And this thing sort of just shakes it off and is like, holy shit.
Daddy.
I'm pretty sure I'm done.
Alright. As you finish your turn, it is going to use its legendary action. You see the shadows coalesce around it before it blinks out of existence.
Hold on. Didn't you say last turn that it used its final legendary action to...
For that turn. He gets
For,
two
okay,
legendary
okay, for that
actions per
turn.
round. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. Okay.
So yeah, and he teleports 30 feet away from you guys. It is Oswald's turn now.
See.
Well, I hate the fact that it can teleport.
You can teleport.
Yep.
Hey, me too.
I can, yeah, but it's annoying.
Dario is absolutely livid right now.
Do they not get opportunity attacks when it teleports?
Nope.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is how that works.
Let's see, I'm going to... If I were to... see... If I were to dash, since I would be on the land tile at that point, would I still get a little bit more movement, or would I just
Yeah, I would say
like
so.
stop right on the edge? Alright, well,
Well, so
if I can move it,
if
if
you
I can
dash
move-
right here, you get 60 feet, which means you can only move 30 feet forward.
right, but
so you would just,
at that
yeah.
point I'm going to be on land, so I was wondering if I could move it like 5 more feet, or if I'd be stuck right there.
I would give you the 5 extra feet.
I would dash up to this point then,
Okay.
and that is all I will do for now.
Okay. So now it is the creature's turn. So the creature looks at Shadow and lets out its
Yeah.
in anger as it moves forward towards Shadow and lunges at you with all 3 of its tails. What is
I
your
will-
AC?
I'll use my reaction to impose disadvantage on one of them.
You'll 13.
Fun. All right, so the first
Bye,
one,
Ingrid.
Bill says bye.
No, bye.
I
She said
see.
hi. Yeah.
Oh, well, either way, message communicated.
Sort of.
Yeah. So the first attack, right, you see it's right about to embed itself in the back of Shadow. You go in and you deflect it with your shield. The second attack comes in and takes its place with a third attack marking its prey. So 2 of the 3 attacks will hit Shadow. I need 2 Constitution saves from you, Shadow. With the piercing damage, you take 24 damage total. Your first con save fails. And I'm making a note of it for reasons. Your second one fails as well. Which means you take 20 points of poison damage as well. You're a hurt cat. So as these 2 tails embed itself into your back, Shadow, you can feel it secreting something into your bloodstream. You're not exactly sure what this effect is, but it definitely does not feel good. This is not a massage. This is not the good oils. This is very bad. But that is its turn. Now is Adeline's
It needs
turn.
to make a con save.
Oh yeah. And he rolled the 4.
He also took 4 fire damage.
Yeah. It made an 18 on its save. So the effect of the burning dissipates. And now it is Adeline's turn.
All right. I'm going to move forward to 15. And then I shall use my oath, Misty Step. And as I step, I say, "Surprise, motherfucker!" And I will attack him with my glaive.
Okay.
Shit.
As you go in for the attack, you also notice his illusion's back. But your first one swings wide, almost hitting Shadow.
Nice. I'll swing again.
Your second one just barely misses.
Son of a bitch. All right, that's fine. I think I can't use... Oh, I already did bonus. Oh, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Jeffrey, I need a death save. Natural 20. All right, 16. You got another success, so add that. And now it is Shadow's turn.
Shadow is going to... I knew what I was going to do when he failed, but I don't know what I'm going to do when he succeeded. Fuck, that's ranged. Shadow is going to rummage through Jeff's bag to try to find a healing potion. Feed it to him.
Okay. I mean, he has it in his bag of holding, so you would be able to reach in there and grab it. And I take it you want to use your action to pour it down his gullet?
Yep.
All right. He has 2 different potions. He has a regular healing potion and a superior healing potion. You would more likely grab the greater. Actually, roll.
Regular and superior.
Okay, greater and superior. Roll a percentile. Actually, just roll this D100. You would grab the superior. So, let's see. Which one is that? That's a lot of HPs, I believe.
That's superior is 8d4 plus 8.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, a single hit from that creature sprite would kill you anyways again.
So Jeff, go ahead and roll the 8d8 and then add 8 to it.
8d4.
I said 8d4.
Yeah, 8d4.
Oh, 8d4. I thought I heard him say 8d8.
So,
Do you guys see that you can... Well, you can't do 8, but do you see the new dice roller in the top left?
No.
Oh, wow, that's so
Is there a
dope.
question mark? Is that the question mark dice or?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Or no,
it's above,
the...
it's above it. Yeah.
What is this
Yeah.
fudge? I don't
That's
even
a
know
good
what that
question.
means.
Rolling DF.
So 18 plus 8. Okay.
Zero plus 0 is somehow 1.
Yeah, I don't even have a 0 plus 0. I just have a -1.
Alright, so you gain 26 hit points there, Jeff.
okay.
I have annotated it onto your token thing,
Uh-huh.
and you are back to consciousness. You sort of wake up.
And while he was waking up, Shadow would be like, "Wake up, you stupid human!"
Does my successes, do they go away?
Yeah. You don't have to worry. Once you get back to stable, it blanks it all out.
Oh,
Now,
Fuck?
Jeff, as you wake up, you have faint memories that are not yours. You're not sure where they came from, but the faint, like they're kind of fuzzy, but you see that woman that was holding what looked to be a child. You see her in a bed delivering this child, and you can see the pain and frustration on her face when the person delivering the baby tells her that it is dead. That is the brief, what is it called? Vision that you get as you come back to consciousness.
Okay.
So that Shadow, do you want to move or use
No.
your bonus
Sweet.
action?
I guess I'll move like here. That is away from the thing, isn't it?
Somewhat. I mean, you're still in its range.
The burial, the
Yeah.
gravestone.
Oh yeah, you're still you're in the creature's range and you're off of the gravestone, but this thing is still looking at you with fury in its eye.
Punch it really good.
In the distance.
Next, at the top of the round, it is Dario's turn.
Way over there.
Oh, I can still hit him. But maybe I should try to get close.
So you could, with your movement, you would be able to
What is your movement?
45. You'd be able to get right up into his face, since you'd get to land on the.
Yeah, what happens if you have a half movement?
I would just rule it as rounded up.
Cool.
But so with 20 of his movement, he can get to here, and then he's got 5 left over. So I would allow him to do what Oswald did, since he's like right there.
I see.
Okay, so this thing still has the illusions and everything, right?
As of right now, yes.
Okay, so when I hit it with the fireballs the first time, was it hitting with disadvantage before, and I just got
Yes.
really... Okay, just making sure. Alright. I don't want to use stunning blows and just have it miss. Plus, I wouldn't be able to anyway.
Doesn't stunning blows require a hit first before
Exactly.
Yes, yeah. And I think it says.
Well, I mean, at that point, you're not burning your key then.
Right, you can just attack, and if
Yeah.
it hits, make it a stun.
I'm pretty sure it says that it has to be a melee.
But I
When you
mean, he
hit
doesn't
another
he doesn't have to
melee-
burn the key first. He can
No,
burn
yeah,
the
yeah,
key
he burns
upon
it.
connection. Yeah.
It's like
Exactly.
Divine Smite, where
Exactly. You have to hit before you can even do it. So you don't say that you do it and then burn the key if it doesn't make it.
That would suck.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
like
'cause,
casting
like-
a spell and missing.
Because, yeah, if that's the case, then do I want to get close to this bloody thing?
It's
think
up for
what-
you.
Everybody else is.
Yeah,
Well-
but if everyone else jumped into the lit... Okay, so...
No, only the 2 plate guys care to be next to him. Everyone else is, well, besides Jeff, that's Jeff.
Damn it, Jeff! Look what you got us into again.
I didn't attack the thing at first.
You ran towards it.
Well, if I didn't do that, he
I
would have got one
sensed his
shot
evil
too.
and by sensing his evil intent, I just punched at it without thinking. So anyway, all right. So what I'm gonna do? Also, I'll talk less loud so people don't lose their hearing. Sorry. What I'll do is I'll stay at range because I think I have a better chance of dodging spin attacks. And then I can be. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna move up. I'm gonna move. Because that way Oswald can block for me if things, at least one hit, if things get spicy.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm gonna punch it really good.
Let's hope. Roll that attack with disadvantage there.
Punch it real
And
good.
another.
We didn't see your. Oh, there it goes. Disadvantage. You don't hit with either of those.
Bummer.
You
I'm
barely
gonna
missed on
use-
the first one.
I'm gonna use a key to do flurry of.
All right. Key plus bonus action. 2 more attacks.
Push it real
Yeah.
good.
Unfortunately, none of those connect.
Flurry of blows to your own face.
I double.
Almost
I'm
a
sorry.
triple.
I just imagine this thing with Ultra Instinct just moving
Okay.
around.
Yes. I guess.
Don't you have that song on tap?
Yeah. Wait, were you
Uh,
talking to me?
Talking to Brady.
Push it
On
real
which
good.
one?
The,
The
fucking
Ultra Instinct.
Dragon Ball Super.
Oh, I mean, I can make it play, but
No, I was saying
That's
it,
fine.
it's basically it has Ultra Instinct right now. Just
oh yeah, be able to
Yeah.
dodge
Dodge,
everything.
dodge.
All right, is that the end of Daria's turn?
Yes.
All right, Oswald.
so, is it possible to use a free action to read the whatever's on that tombstone that we're
Yeah.
nearby? Am I able to make out what it says? Because I am
You
able
can read
to.
Elvish.
Yeah.
It says, "Here lies the child of Nagex, Nashara."
Oh shit! I can see that too, probably from his point.
Yeah. That's the name, but yeah, it says, "Here lies Nashara, the child of Nagex."
The spawn of Satan herself.
Literally spawn. Ah, it's funny.
But yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be a free action. Like, you would be able to just glance over real fast.
No,
and be
yeah,
able
I'm
to
just
read
making
that
sure I
sound.
didn't have to burn a turn to do that.
Desecrated.
Well, yeah, that'd be permanent aggro at that point if I desecrate it.
I use my free action to pee on the grave.
As you're peeing, necrotic energy runs up the stream, infecting your genitals.
I'm immune to infections and diseases.
Not anymore.
Come at me.
Thought you were.
But no, that is something I am contemplating right now. If I want to mess with that and gain its permanent aggro,
Right.
as well
Just
as
go stand on it.
I don't know if stabbing it would actually do anything besides incur its wrath. But for now, I will attempt to swing at it.
Okay. Go ahead and attack with disadvantage. The 14 misses, but the 20 hits.
And that will also cause it to ignite since I hit.
Yeah. So he gets ignited.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
See,
Wait a minute, where did Nietzsche go? I missed that.
Oh yeah, you were gone. So you guys were being tailed by those little creatures. So Nietzsche ran out and scuffled all your footmarks, and then he roared at the little things as such.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah. And then started running towards the north of the forest with those little creatures following behind him.
Noted.
Yeah, so he's ignited now.
Does this grave look big or small since it was a child
Yeah,
or an infant?
It's small. It's about an infant size. You look at this creature now, and it's a lot larger than that grave would accompany.
But I mean, what is the grave made of, as well? Like, would I be able to
No, it's just
easily
dirt.
pry it open?
Yeah, right now it's just a dirt mound. Whatever's underneath it, you have no idea. It's covered up.
Oh, so
But
what
just
what was I reading then?
A little tombstone.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I guess I'll end my turn.
Okay. As you strike with the first sword swipe, you go in for like a little lunge and it misses. You curve it back around and you swipe at it, crossing it across the chest. You watch as its illusion sort of fades, and all of you can see the creature standing. And it looks around real quick, glancing at all of you very quickly, assessing the situation. At the end of your turn, it will use one of its legendary actions to attack Shadow with a tail swipe. With a 15, doing 8 piercing damage.
Yep.
And go ahead and roll a con save before you go unconscious.
Okay.
Do you have lucky?
No.
Okay, that's a fail. So as it swipes at you, it pierces you in the shoulder with one of its tails, and you can feel it secreting its poison into your bloodstream yet again. And you watch as the vision around you starts to blur as you fall unconscious.
Got him.
You are a sleepy boy. And now it is the creature's turn. It will take the 2 fire damage.
That was him rolling a 1d2.
1d2.
Right? Yeah.
That was pretty clever.
It is going to... Let's see. It's going to turn to Jeff now. No, it's going to turn to Dario now that he sees that he's come closer to him and lash out with all 3 of its tails.
I'm going to use my reaction for one of them.
Okay, so you use it on the very first tail swipe, and once again you're able to, the tail this time, it sort of leaves a small little dent as it's trying to continue to push through your shield, but ends up being bounced off. The next 2 attacks, a 22 and a 15, so the 22 will hit. That'll be 11 piercing, and I need a Constitution save.
Unconscious. Soon to be dead. Look at all those little marks.
13, you fail, and you take 12 poison damage.
How does poison and unconsciousness work?
So Shadow is poisoned, but the poison status effect is disadvantage on attack and abilities. So it's not like he's taking constant damage. That's
Oh,
just how
okay.
this.
Persistent
Yeah.
effect. It's a
But
debuff.
Yeah.
Is that what
Gotcha.
you're saying? Okay.
Noted.
Shadow's not dead, by the way, just unconscious and poisoned.
At least he's not face down in the ground in the
She.
water.
It is a
Gee.
she-cat.
At least she's not face
You
down
look
in the
down
water.
and see no penis. I'm just kidding. Shadow's cloaked.
We were curious until that point.
So yeah, it lashes out. So now, Dario, you are considered poisoned. We'll put that there. Also, Shadow's also poisoned. And with that, it will end its turn. Adeline, you're up.
I'm gonna move here because
Onto the-
reasons. Because everyone else is dying, and I'm a tank. So
It is not very happy. 21 will hit for 9. Because its illusion
how many
is gone.
spell slots? I will divine smite that one,
Alright.
but I'm running out of those.
Yeah, you tell him, dog.
Alright, so 6 more damage.
And it's not undead. Interesting.
That is correct.
Yeah. It seems like an undead creature. All right, I will swing again.
15 will miss.
Fuck you, thing. Because I hit one of them, do I get to use... I feel like I'd be able to use Polearm Master.
Yeah, you can use that.
I'll just roll that again. Oh,
8
sorry.
will not hit.
Cool. That is all I can do.
Alright, Jeff, it is your turn.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, I used my bonus action. Never mind. Never mind.
Jeff, as you wake up, you notice the shadow walks sort of away as you're still sort of assessing the situation, and you watch this thing lash out towards Shadow, and as she falls to the ground, unconscious. You now watch as your other 3 compatriots are wailing on this creature, but it's holding its own. It does look like it's starting to slow down, though. Whatever type of, creature this is breathing heavily. You don't see any blood dripping or anything like that. So you're not sure what the physical nature of it is because of its cloak, but it is tattered. It's starting. You're seeing the amount of punishment that this creature has been taking from your friends since you went unconscious.
Sorry, I got it for a second. Were you talking to me?
Yes,
Sorry.
it's your turn.
Jeez.
No. Also, how well do you hear like people in the background?
None. I don't hear anybody.
At all.
No.
'Cause
Every
I
once
hear-
in a while, there'll be one guy that's like, "Ah, shit," or something like
Okay.
he's playing a game.
I
but-
changed the mic settings because of that. So that's what.
Is that what it was? Someone
yeah,
playing a
and
game?
I was putting.
Yeah.
They're playing Smash, the new Smash, and like they're just like
Smashing Bros. Yep.
Yeah.
This
So I put
Smash
on the
Bros. I've
background.
never heard of that game.
You never smashed
So-
Bros before?
No.
It's fun.
Yeah,
dude.
Martin knows. Martin doesn't know about it.
What?
Is it? Would it cost an action to read the?
Don't bring me to this.
You're on the opposite side of the tombstone, so you would have to move to be able to see what's written on the front side.
I don't know what's written on there.
Yeah.
How dead is Martin?
Martin just fell unconscious, and you watched him fall unconscious.
Okay.
Other than that, like, he's no worse off than he was.
I wanna.
I mean, he's not doing good.
No, of course not. I wanna shove a potion down his throat.
Okay.
You do notice 4 icons hovering above his head magically, so
Yeah. You see
There's
like a
that.
HUD
That's
above
not
him. And you're like, that can't be good.
I wanna give him. Let's see what we got in the bag.
He used your superior on you, so you should have, I think, 2 graders that Martine gave you.
Yeah, trying to. I got what I have here is I have 3 regulars, a grader, and I got rid of the superior. You said I should have 2 graders?
You should have 2 graders from Martine.
Okay, I put 1 grader healing potions, plural. So maybe I didn't put the 2.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, then I'll give 1 of those,
Okay.
and then
That should
Would I
be
still
4d4 plus 4. So, Martin.
That
go
one
ahead
I
and
heard.
roll that.
Yeah, that.
someone just got super
Yeah.
smashed.
Yep, they got smashed hard, dude. I'm talking loose butthole.
oh, you can hear that in the background.
Only
Just
the loose
the-
butthole
Only when
portion,
they. Yeah.
Okay, I turned the mic settings down so like it should be hard.
I imagine it was quite loud.
Yeah, it wasn't loud for us, but it did pick up
Okay.
when they screamed. But the volume was low.
So, Martin, you are now conscious again. I have
wanna-
deducted all the hits that you've taken to match the hit points.
Yay!
Can I still walk over?
Yeah, you can. And from right there, you look
Why?
at the gravestone.
Jeff, stop!
And
I
you
wanna
see,
what does it say?
yeah, and you see it says, "Here lies Nashara, the child of Nagex."
I want to say Nashara, stop.
You say Nashara, stop, and it swiftly looks at you with its eyes red with fury.
Oh, I want to say in Elvish. I mean,
Yeah, it still looks at you with fury.
Bruh, I'm on its grave. Come on.
He's trying to get aggro for you.
Your holy paladin is on top of the grave. The child,
Wait.
And you're trying your hardest to get killed again.
Wait. Should, like, he's a paladin. Should you, like, consecrate the ground and just, watch the creature evaporate, blah, blah, blah.
Are you
This thing
done,
didn't
Jeff?
come out of the ground, did it?
No, it was
No,
already there.
Yeah.
and I can't attack anything because I use my healing thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
It is going to use one of its legendary actions to attack Adeline with a single 12 swipe.
Yeah.
It rolled a
Fucking
25.
finally. That's okay because it's me.
Yeah, it's you, because you're on its grave. It's not happy with you. So that's 9 piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution.
That is a fail, so you take 18 poison damage. And I will mark a thingy.
My hit points didn't change on my sheet.
I'm using the green block on your
Oh.
token, because it's easier to add them up as opposed to subtracting them.
There we go. Oh, so when they're equal, you're down.
Yes.
Got it.
It just
I
makes
see.
it a lot easier for me to do the
Damn.
math faster.
27.
And with Jeffrey, or that's done. Now it's Shadow's turn. You are conscious. You are not feeling all too well, though. You can feel this poison coursing through your veins. As you come back to consciousness, Shadow, you see the same vision that Jeff did, but yours is a little more clear. It also goes a little further beyond that, sort of like a fast forward to this exact location where you see a young Nagex burying her child in this exact location. It then goes a little bit further to show you as Nagex is trying to learn how to bring back this child, which is probably why she does what she does now. And that's all you see.
Okay.
Now it is your turn.
Alright. Great job moving away, Jeff.
Yeah, as Jeff gets closer, you can hear... I'm just joking. It doesn't laugh at you.
Shadow's going to use her bonus action to do Hound of Ill Omen
Okay.
to make the doggo right beside it,
All right.
targeting it.
Rah, rah. Bark, bark, bark. Where is my dog?
Would you like me to roll initiative for the doggo?
No, it'll just act on your turn.
Okay. Then I will cast Slow
All right.
on exactly just the thing.
Okay. Wisdom save. It
Disadvantage.
fails.
Yes.
Good job.
And
I'm gonna punch this thing so good.
-2 AC and deducted. Cool. Can't use its reactions.
okay, I was looking for that. I couldn't find it. Shadow will move.
Yeah.
That's 10. It's another 10 for its ability to move difficult terrain.
Or someone
Did you
with-
say you disengaged?
He doesn't
Yeah,
have to.
the
It's
Oh.
not like that.
Irrelevant.
Cool.
Yeah, slow makes it to where he can't use his reactions.
There.
Nice.
If only someone else would learn similar movement away from hostile creatures.
Damn, Jeff, they're laying into your ass.
Yeah, seriously, why the fuck did you move into the water?
Because if I didn't, Dara was a good one shot essentially. Like, he's
That's
fine.
cool.
I mean,
You're
yeah,
a wizard.
He
Yeah,
Before we be the
sacrificed
first-
his body.
it doesn't really matter. Like Martin went down already. Like that just proves like if I didn't do it, Dara was gonna go down as well.
I feel like your
just went down first.
DPS might be higher though,
But like, you got,
and your options for attacking, and those kinds of things.
I mean, I don't know why we're so hard set on talking about it. Like I understand.
Jeff, we're just messing with you. Don't take it too much.
Yeah, Shadow, do
That's
you
the
do
end of my
anything
turn, by
else?
the way.
Okay, cool.
No. I have used a bonus action, an action, and a movement.
Let me see. Let me read this slow.
By one.
Yeah, I would say slow would get rid of one of its legendary actions that it has, and it's already used one, so it can't do any more. So at the top of the round, Dario, you're up. You watch in front of you. You see the illusion has faded, and his movement has slowed quite a bit.
okay.
Darius like, hell yes.
Watch him still miss.
Right?
Shut up. Please
17.
Don't, please
Show
do
me
not jinx
17.
Well, 15 now because of the -2.
Oh yeah, 15. Show me 15.
Okay.
I mean, 17's good too. We'll take a 17.
14, 7, 14, 8, right?
I'm gonna punch this thing really good.
Damage will tell us.
No,
No.
you don't even fucking hit it.
I'm gonna punch it more.
All right. Natural 1, baby. Oh my god!
This is twice now. He's rolled a 1, a 2, and a 1.
Oh my god.
But this time it's a
Remember,
1 and a 1
This is a 5% chance.
That's true, and it happened twice.
each time.
Give me a second. I need to.
You need to roll
Okay.
again.
Independent
Center
rolls,
yourself.
too. So it's
So
actually...
Center your
I'll-
chakra
I'll use my key.
to flurry of blows.
Yes.
Go for the natural 1. Okay, that
Let's see.
hits. For 6 damage. Oh, whoops. Oh, are you kidding me, dude?
No.
Are you kidding me, dude?
Times
It's because you started
0.05.
talking shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna do times 3. Like
The
that's like
odds
a
of that happening are
point
0.0125.
0.00125. Yeah.
percent.
Oh, wait. You are poisoned, so technically that other one is an 11, which does not hit. Because you have disadvantage on attack rolls.
Okay.
I hope you
Gotta
don't
love
play the
independent
Dari.
ones.
I hope you don't play the lottery, Emotep.
Oh, I don't. Absolutely not. I don't. I understand that this is just an extension of the luck I have in real life.
Technically, he's really good at hitting those bad odds.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, so anyway, I'm done. Like, really, really done. So let's just
You're done
continue.
flailing your arms about.
Alright,
Yes, I'm done.
Oswald, your turn. As Dario comes in, and like he's looking a little sluggish himself, and he shows it in his form as the poison is coursing through his veins, making him not really strike true. Most of his punches look half-assed as he's starting to tire out. But that's okay. He's taken quite a bit of damage this combat.
Seeing how Shadow slowed the creature, and hoping that Dario's ends up kind of like a distraction, Oswald's just gonna go all in,
Okay.
and with action surge, and attack 4 times.
All right, fire it up. 22, or you don't have advantage, you're just regular. 19 hits, 14 misses, 27 hits, 9 misses. So let's see, 11 plus 9. How do you want to do this?
All right.
fast.
Well, I guess I will, since it's 2 hits, I'll have like the first one be like a stab motion going into the creature, and then the second one being like a vertical slice going upward
Okay.
to partially split the creature as I rip the sword out.
All right, so you watch the creature's fully fixated on Dario as he's coming in. The creature's still able to dodge very sluggishly. Because of that, you start to go in for a plunge of your sword, hitting it right where its heart would be if it's a normal humanoid. As it plunges in, it sort of steps back a little bit and looks at you with its eye not wide. It almost looks as if it's wincing with its one eye looking at you. And as you start to pull up, you can see its eye grow really wide and all of a sudden vanish. As you rip the cloak up from where its heart is all the way, you see shadows sort of coalesce around this cloak. The red cloak falls flat on the ground, and this shadowy figure just stands in front of you. It's still humanoid in nature, but it falls to one knee, and you see it open its eye once again towards you. As it looks at you, you see a smile appear on its face. Oh wait, not the panther. As the shadows dissipate around it, it starts to sort of think of a ghost. As it starts to fade out of existence, the shadows grow lighter and lighter before they finally dissipate, and there's a tiny little shadow flame just sitting there in front of you. Almost think of the spirits after you kill a ghost in Ocarina of Time, those little ghost spirit things. It's kind of just, it looks like a little black fire just floating in front of you.
I want to take my empty soul jar and try to put inside of it.
Oh, hold on. That's Oswald. Adeline, you would get first dibs on what happens since it's your turn next. Or you guys can all go into an open forum and talk about it.
I'm cool. It's fine.
Did we just win?
We just. I'm gonna take a deep breath.
I finally got a killing blow, guys.
Shadow's not concentrating.
I didn't steal it.
Is this the song I want?
Is that your first ever killing blow that I haven't?
Yeah. Every other time, I was the one that like had it at death's door, and then someone else killed it. I finally got the kill.
Yeah, I've done that like 4 or 5 times to you that I can remember, so it's probably more than that.
I don't know if it was that much, but it's.
I don't know.
No
There
big
was
deal.
like the Hydra and some minions. It's happened a few times.
And not
Okay.
just you, though, other people.
So yeah, you got this little black flame just sort of floating there in front of you.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't want to do anything.
Does
So
it look
Jeff-
like it could be touched or anything?
Well, Jeff's about to find out. You take a soul jar out, right, Jeff?
Yeah, I have an empty one.
Okay.
Are
So
you?
take out a jar, and he goes up, and he holds the bottle underneath it, and lifts up. The flame goes in with ease, and he puts a cork on it. You know that fire, if it doesn't have a continual air flow, that it dies out, but this little flame, this little black flame, remains lit. Floating in the center of the jar, when you move the jar, it stays within the center. Almost as if it's
So-
bound to the center of the object.
We have ourselves an Amaretsu.
Yes.
Have
I guess so.
That's Naruto,
Yeah.
Sasuke's brother, the black flames that never burn out.
Oh, that thing.
I want to try speaking Elvish to it. So see if it responds.
So you start speaking Elvish, and like everyone that speaks Elvish hears you saying this, and they're kind of just looking at you. They look at the jar, and it's just sitting there in just a little flame.
Well,
Dario taps on the jar, and then he says something.
The dog did.
Hey! Hey, go fuck yourself!
The flame just flickers and sits there.
Is there anything
He knows what he did.
peculiar about the red cloak that fell behind on the ground?
You look over, and as you pick it up to inspect it, it looks like just a normal red cloak. There's no like magical energy emanating from it.
Is there a scarlet boar on it? Huh?
Yes, there is. So yeah, as you go towards to look at the back of it, you see a gold embroidered boar symbol. Adeline and Jeff both see this as the cultist symbol for the cultists of the Scarlet Boar, the folks that helped bring Nagex back to existence.
Yeah, fuck those people.
So more than likely, this was a cloak from Nagex's or the royal family of the elves from way back in the day. It doesn't hold any magical purpose, and it's pretty fucked up right now. Does the doggo disappear?
Yeah.
Bye, doggo. Good doggo.
It disappears when the enemy is gone.
Okay, cool.
I guess I'll put the cloak in my bag.
Okay.
And what was that symbol called? That crest or
Oh, it's just put gold embroidered boar. Or you could put Nagex family crest. That'll make it easier.
yeah, I'll put that.
I look to Shadow and say, when you were unconscious, did you see anything? Because I did.
I'm sorry, what are you saying?
Yeah, you're quite low for some reason.
Oh.
I turned you up, and I can hear you now, but
When you went unconscious, did you see anything?
Shadow saw a strange being burying a child.
Okay. I saw something similar. I saw a mother giving, then baby dying. And then this seems to, this is written in Elvish here. Here lies Nashara, the offspring of Nagex. So, based on what you said, seems to be Nigex's like first experiment or something here, trying to bring back her child.
Does anyone have a shovel?
I think I actually have the garden hose.
Excuse me, this is a burial site.
As I pull out my, do I have the hoe still?
You're right, but
I do have the one regular ass hoe. Yep. I pulled
this is the daughter of a being that has caused a lot of trouble for the world.
So wait, does Dario know who Nagex is?
No.
Probably not, no. I don't believe any of the party members have told you about it, and more than likely, like, not many people know Nagex is back. And even more don't really know about the ancient history of Nagex either, because it's not really talked about because it was such a dark time.
I hand read my one regular ass hoe. Does you want to do anything with this?
What'd you say, Jeff?
I give you the hoe. Do you want to do anything with this?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Oh,
Fuck that hoe.
Oswald. So Oswald's going to tell the group about the book. How one of the rune sayings was that Nagex's power is split among two. Don't know if that would mean anything for this buried child, but I want to make sure there's nothing magical, nothing connected to Nagex that has been buried here.
Is
Okay.
that what you say?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling the group.
Well, I guess we gotta start digging then. If you're set on it, I'm willing to. I summon a mage hand.
Well,
For you.
if you're going to dig and try to find some magical, can't Jeff do
detect
something?
magic. Yeah, like detect magic. Dario says, why can't we just detect magic?
I use the wand of magic over the jar in the grave.
You get a large aura of necrotic energy coming from the grave. The jar doesn't really imbue magical essence, really, as this
Is
is
there
not
any
a magical
wood?
creature.
On this little island?
Yeah, there's like a couple little bushes, like a...
I'm gonna start collecting sticks.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, you'd be
well,
able to collect sticks. Worst case scenario,
yeah.
you wade across the river or the lake to go and grab some more, but you'd be able to get a nice hefty bunch of sticks.
I would like
I
to do
relate
that.
to the rest of the group how there's a large amount of rock energy gravesite kind of from the jar, and say, well, there's definitely something here.
Ah!
That's the way we investigate. And I start using my mage hand to start digging. I push to Oswald.
Shadow lails her hands up in the air and walks away.
Okay.
Dario's of two minds on the subject. On the one hand, if this is an evil thing that he needs to destroy, he wants to be party to it. But on the other hand, he doesn't feel super great about digging up what is essentially a stillborn child. Stillborn baby.
Oswald would say, I'm not into disrespecting graves either, but this is a being that's causing chaos in the world. If something needs to be stopped, I would rather do that.
Alright, hand me a shovel.
No, we don't have any shovels.
you all-
We have
Okay, then I'll just
shovels.
observe.
Yeah, so
This is
Jeff's
fine,
over
then.
here letting his mage hand scoop out the dirt. Does anyone else help in any sort of
What?
way?
He gave me a hoe, so I would,
one
You would
regular
hoe.
ass hoe.
Okay.
yeah, right, I would use that as I can.
So while Jeff's over here maestroing his mage hand to dig up, Oswald's starting to put in some sweat as he's using a regular ass hoe to try to move all the dirt. It probably takes you guys, it's not a super deep burial site, it's probably about 2 feet before Oswald comes over and you hear a clank as it hits something metal. Jeff uses his mage hand to move it, and you're still, it takes you about 5 minutes or so to get to this point. So your detect magic is still going on, and you see this lead box. Not really a box. It's like it looks like a sort of. It's not in the shape of a casket, but it's large enough to put a baby into it. but
Is
it's
there-
made out of lead.
Is there any lettering on it?
No.
Well, I ask for the hoe back and try to pry it open.
All right. So as you're
Try
looking
to-
over it, what do you want to
I
do?
was gonna say, if we attempt to open it, let's try to open it away from ourselves, just in case.
Okay, then
There'd be
I
wicked farts in there.
try to go as far as I can on the island and have it on the other side and mage hand and try to open it up.
While they're doing this, I build a baby-sized pyre right there.
All right. And you all leave the island, right?
Well, I need to be in range for the mage hand.
Well, yeah. You've got 30 feet for mage hand, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jeff says, all right, guys, we should probably move away. So you move about 30 feet away in order to make sure you leave the little thing there. You get the hoe right underneath it. And as it pries open, you hear a click. And then all of a sudden, a large sort of shadow energy swells around the island. You can see what looks to be spirits as they're moving around very frantically. But after a couple seconds, they dissipate and end. Adeline would know this to be the spell Spirit Guardians, but a fiendish version of it. But no one...
And since Adeline knows what that means,
It's like a divine spell in a way.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure that's how Spirit Guardians is, yeah.
I'll have to Google it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can choose whether they're like celestial or fiends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spirit Guardians, if it'll load. Yeah, spirits to protect you. If you are evil, they appear fiendish. So yeah, they looked fiendish, and they were meant to protect this box, but since you guys opened it away from yourselves, they didn't get to do anything.
Yeah, 15 feet, and then they dissipate.
Yep. But yeah, so it
Glad I called
dissipates.
that.
Yeah, good job.
That would have been 3d8 necrotic damage.
Yeah.
Unless it was cast at higher levels, plus 1d8 for each level above 4.
That could have been
Jeff,
TPK.
Darius has a good call in telling us all to get back.
Jeff is going to approach the.
If it looked like it dissipated, yeah, I'd approach it again.
All right. So as you go open, the coffin is open, and you can see the same bundle that you saw before this creature actually appeared that you guys just fought. You see the same bundle of cloth in the middle of this box.
I'm gonna burn it all.
I'm going to use mage hand to take out the bundle and put it in the pyre.
Okay, so you just grab the bundle and you put it on the pyre.
And then
Flint and
Check.
steel, baby. Old-fashioned way.
I look over to Adeline and say, "You have any last words?"
Yeah, and the entire time that it starts lighting and doing that, I'll be doing a prayer.
Okay. Do you have an actual prayer you want to say, or just like some generic bullshit Adeline would
Generic bullshit Adeline would say about suffering and being released from this world and bullshit like that.
say? Okay.
Dario politely bows his head and goes along with it.
Meshach will cast you out of existence. Go away. You are
Right.
asshole.
You shall now stop suffering, little baby child.
Yeah.
Be
So
free.
as you're saying that and you light the pyre, you watch the cloak or the cloth around it obviously lights up, and it doesn't take too long. It's very old, but as it goes away, you see the skeleton of a baby. You watch as the fires start to sort of surround it, and the baby skeleton actually starts to twitch, and you can hear the cries of a baby child.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Perfectly unexpected. Dario is now very upset.
And as the fires start to get more and more intense as this, baby skeleton is burning, it starts to cry out, and you can see the sutures and stuff on its skull start to crack even more before they finally just crumble up into dust as the pyre releases the spirit. You watch as a sort of shadow appears, and you can see it turns from a blackish energy at first, and then it turns more to a light energy as it floats away.
Woof.
As
And
you're
you hear
watching,
Adeline say, "No more
Okay.
tears, just dreams."
As it floats
Yes.
away, you see in
I
the
say
sky.
the same thing.
There you go. As it floats away, you see in the sky what might have been this baby child as a full-grown, kid. You see the silhouette of a kid, elvish, and he's sort of waving at you as he's floating up into the sky. Before the darkness that is the Shadowfell, you see the clouds start to open, and you can see the sunlight piercing through. You also notice the trees all start to turn back to their normal selves instead of this gnarly, thorny Shadowfell energy. The sun finally peers through, all the clouds go away, and as of this moment, you all appear back on the material plane.
Shit. Did not expect that.
I want to look at the jar of the Nishara.
The flame is still there.
Okay. And then the box, the coffin-like box, you said it was made of lead?
Correct.
I'm like, we can't burn lead. It's...
Is it a normal looking box though? Is
It's
that
just
it?
a
It's
lead
just a lead
box.
box?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the box in the bag.
It's ours now.
So you take this nice box and you put it in your bag of holding.
Is there any... Yeah.
Shadow, what are you doing? Are you still pouting?
She's just sort of looking around.
Okay. The rest of you
I'm
can see
assuming
what's
Shadow
up.
noticed that as well. The whole
Yeah.
returning.
I'm also assuming that Shadow
Yeah,
noticed that as well.
Shadow would notice, unless she specifically says, "I'm not looking at these guys at all." I would say that as you guys are doing stuff, she's keeping an eye to see what happens, and then she sees this whole spirit get released and stuff, and it's actually thankful that you guys did it.
Well, also depending on how loud the crying was.
You would heard the crying. It was pretty quiet in this area besides the running water, but you would have heard the crying and probably looked over and been like, "What the fuck are they doing?"
That's exactly what Shadow would have done. I was like, what are they doing? And then see this thing, and then see good stuff happen, and it's fine.
How does this place feel now, as a holy paladin?
It definitely. So, how long does detect magic last, Jeff? 30
I
minutes?
was actually thinking the same thing. Let me see.
It lasts for.
Son of a
minutes.
bitch! I forgot about Vow of Enmity.
I would say,
that's-
so I would say that it, right as the, everything, all the trees started to change, you watch as the necrotic energy sort of starts to, the auras start to dissipate, and now the trees don't emanate anything. The plants don't emanate anything. And this only happens for a couple seconds before the spell fades. But that's how you get a sense that we're not in the Shadowfell anymore.
Well, seems to be gone for now. Hopefully this was the root cause of the forest energy. I want to go across the water to the shore.
Okay.
So, real quick,
Yes.
how does all this action affect Dario? Like, he was hit with a bunch of different things.
So you're still poisoned until you get
Who the
that
fuck are these
cured.
people?
Shadow is still poisoned as well. I don't know where you're.
Right. Like what did I sign up for?
Yeah, you're still hurt as fuck. But after you, do you
I
guys
thought the
all?
circles are the poison.
No, the
was
circles was
for
how
going
many times you
unconscious.
failed your
Ah.
because it determined how strong of a vision you got. So taking the hits was a good way to learn some history.
I motioned for everyone to cross the water, and yes, I have some potions if you guys need some.
I'm gonna go into a bush and play with myself real quick.
Noted.
Okay.
And by doing that, I'll use my
just
lay on
ate-
hands
yeah.
and heal up.
Adeline, very happy with the amount of suffering that he has just gotten rid of.
Oh no.
Beats one out real quick.
Oh, no.
It's amazing though, because it heals me all the way up.
Oh, you lay on hands on yourself, goddamn
Oh,
it.
he laid on hands.
Oh, man.
He's soaking it all in.
Jeff is the one who has healing potion. Am I correct in that? Who has healing? It's not Adeline. I'm not taking anything from Adeline.
I mean, I have a healing potion. Just get over here.
Well,
Give you one.
I'm gonna go to Jeff and be like, try to see if you can contact Nietzsche. Been a while. You should have been back by now.
It's been approximately 2 minutes.
That's a good point. Well, no, because we
It's
had
been
the
a very
fire.
short while.
Been about 15, 20.
Approximately 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that bell.
I think, and I ask if Nietzsche is there.
He is not, but as you guys look in the sky, you see a giant eagle start to descend on this area, and then Nietzsche appears. Where is he?
Hey!
So, are you guys on the shore, or are y'all still on the island?
I'm going back to the island until the pyre is completely burned out. So that might be Ilana.
Okay. Well, Nietzsche would join on the shore. Shadow, are you still sitting over there on your own?
Shadow will go back with the rest of the party
Okay.
at some point.
So Nietzsche lands as the eagle, and he turns back into his bear form. Well, those creatures were faster than I thought. And he shows you his arm, and you can see a lot of little bite marks. There were actually a ton of those little guys, but I don't know, somehow they just all disappeared instantly within a few moments ago, or a few minutes ago.
We probably had something to do with that then.
Yes, I did notice that things are not as gloomy anymore.
Did you see the sun?
I saw it appear, yes.
Are you familiar with Nagex?
I know of her. I know that she's been brought back somehow. I'm not exactly sure how that is. I know a little bit of her history, but only common stuff, you know?
Okay. Well, we saw her come back, for starters. We tried to stop it, but it was too late, and we've been trying to track her down ever since.
Oh, interesting.
But, so you see the little island in the center there?
I do. And your friend is over there burning something.
Yes. There was a cloaked figure there that we got in a tussle with, and we slayed. And there's actually a grave there that is the daughter of Nagex.
As you're saying all this, Nietzsche looks over at Dario and Shadow. Oh, you guys don't seem too good. Continue speaking, but I must extend my help to these two.
Thanks a lot, Bear.
He's going to cast Cure Poison on both of you.
Oh, my dude, yeah.
And then he's also going to cast, I believe it's Healing Spirit.
Hey, my bear.
Which, if you guys were to do it right and just continue cycling through it, all of you would replenish all your HP. So,
okay,
I'll assume that y'all would do that, because if you don't, you're idiots.
I would like to
CPK you soon.
I didn't get aggro on this creature, and it apparently stuck to its target, so I'm full HP.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Nature.
Thank you.
Oh yes, I gotta make sure you're all healthy. Anyway, continue, Jeff.
So we slayed the creature. In the fight, I went down, and then Shadow went down. We saw visions of a mother giving birth to a stillborn baby, and then the same mother coming back to this island here. We think that this is based on the visions and the grave inscription, the daughter of Nagex, and this is probably her first attempt at necromancy.
Oh, so this might actually be the birthplace of all necromancy, which in all honesty would explain why there's such a strong connection to the Shadowfell.
Yes.
So the fact that you took it out, and I assume that fire is probably burning the remains of that child?
Yes. I also have this, and I pull out the soul of Nashara in my jar.
Interesting.
Well, as you say that, that may not be Nashara, considering the child whose skeleton burned released a spirit that thanked us as it left.
True.
This might be some guardian creature, perhaps, or
Yes, like some sort of evil guardian to make sure no one tampers with this place.
Perhaps.
So the creature you actually fought might not have been the child. And maybe her first attempt at necromancy was a failure and brought back something else.
Interesting.
Very interesting indeed.
There was also this lead box it was in. Not sure what this is.
Oh, and you pull out the lead box?
Yeah.
It seems she definitely didn't want anyone to be able to find that. Are
It,
you
seemed
aware
to-
what the effects of lead are on magic?
No, not at all.
Do you know what scrying is?
Yes.
Well, effectively, lead makes it to where you cannot scry on it no matter how hard you try.
Interesting.
Yes, so she definitely wanted this to be protected, and it would seem that she did a pretty good job of it until you guys came around, and he smiles at you all with a great big bare toothy grin.
Dario does double finger snaps in the point.
The fawns.
Yes.
Hey. You guys are all pretty capable.
With a complete poker face. He doesn't smile or anything. He just does double finger snap.
Okay, noted.
I ask. So, is this the center of the forest? I'm assuming.
It is, yes.
Okay. And is those other creatures you saw, not the small bitey ones, but the ones with the talon arms? Did you see any of those, or did they also disappear?
Since everything has transpired, I have not seen anything but the normal woodland creatures. Deer
Same.
and stuff like that, but I have not seen the pointy boys.
Can we try to go back to those spots we saw them?
Oh
and
yes,
see if they-
definitely.
Okay. I'm ready to go if you are.
Yeah, I make mention of that as well. These entities could probably leave this area now, assuming the barrier is gone.
Well, if it's anything like those little guys, they're trapped in the Shadowfell, and when we broke the I guess the channel to the Shadowfell, they're still there, but we're not.
Okay.
Uh,
I wasn't sure if they would come through with us or they would change back to human. Or I was just curious.
We can definitely go and check.
Okay. I called Adeline and asked, was he finished?
At this point, your pyre would be a smoldering ruin. You there, Bill?
oh, dude, I'm totally muted. I've been talking for. So. I will tell them that I'll catch up and I have work to do. That I'm not
Okay.
done here.
Okay.
Be safe.
And I go back to prayer.
Okay. Well, we can come back and make sure he's fine. But yeah, let us set off.
Okay.
And that is where we will end tonight's session.
While we are having our session end, this is where I'm going to plant the mushroom life tree roots and the big ass mushroom ashes, and I'm going to put them at the burial site and make this like a little
Okay.
holy grove thing. And we'll see what comes of that.
Noted. So you go. Do you put it? You put it in the burial site and then cover it up, and then.
Yep, and I'm going to use the ashes from the pyre, and then the ashes from the tree, and the ashes from the big ass
just
mushroom
mix
dude.
it all.
Yep.
Okay. So you make some nice sod and start tossing it around this
Yeah,
burial
like
site. And,
this whole thing's going to be like blessed and just, it's going to be good.
Okay. Noted. All right.
Because I've been holding on to that for a long ass time.
That's true.
We're going to get rid of it.
Now, does anyone else want to do any RP moments before we officially end the session? Because we're not going to be moving. Like, I like to end the session and let you guys still talk in
Yeah.
character before I end the stream.
It's been another emotionally exhausting day for Dario. He's kind of seen a lot of stuff at once. So he doesn't know what to think, really.
Right? Who the hell are these people?
Does Shadow have anything?
Nope.
Does Oswald have anything?
I'm thinking, but I so far no.
Okay. If you end up thinking of something, just keep a note of it and we can start it on the next session. So I'm going to end my stream real quick. Be right back. Alright, appreciate everyone coming out. Hopefully you had a good old time. And until next time, peace!